and Bright House Network's Channel 10 present the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week.
Well, on the coolest evening we've had thus far here in the football season, we welcome you from Ridgeview High School, where it's a battle of the 3-0s tonight. 3-0 Ridgeview Wolfpack taking on the 3-0 Frontier Titans. And boy, this matchup has all the billings of a classic slobber knocker. I mean, two teams that can air the ball out. It's going to be that new age football tonight, Brian.
Well, you're exactly right tonight, Matt. You're going to see both teams air the ball out. They have great weapons in the receiver position, but the quarterbacks are the key. You have Ferguson, who's been at Ridgeview. Many of you are familiar with him. He's a gunslinger. And then we have over here at Frontier, Eddie Torres. And you see on the highlights, Matt, he's been throwing the ball, just strikes all over the place. And the ever-dangerous B.J. Nard and the matchup with Shannon Edwards, the UCLA-bound Shannon Edwards. So let's look forward for a good matchup tonight, and I expect to see a lot of big plays.
Future Bruin in the works. And we're going to get to see all those highlight reel players make their own highlights tonight here on Bright House Networks. I'm Matt Alvarez alongside Brian Adams. We're getting along nicely 2 minutes into the broadcast, Brian. Myself and Brian up in this 40-foot scissor lift here tonight at Ridgeview High School. Vance Palm is in Missouri tonight.
Yes, he is, and that's just a great honor bestowed on his sister. So
yeah,
we wish them a great evening and enjoyment in that family festivity, and then also safe passage back home.
Yeah, absolutely. His sister was being honored the highest level of doctorate professorship in the Assemblies of God Doctoral Seminary. So congratulations to Vance Palm and his sister. I mean, that's a great honor for any family. So we're getting ready for kickoff. Frontier will receive team. The ball up for Ridgeview is Daniel Reyes, and back deep to receive number 7, Kyle Nixon, and number 5, Jake Hanneman. Check that. That's number 2, B.J. Nard. Nard will receive on the far side of the field, holding left to right. Ridgeview in the purple and gold. Frontier in the all-white with the breast cancer awareness pink socks. Here we go, ready to tee it off from Ridgeview. The ball is up in the air. Not a very good kick, but it's going to be taken at the 25-yard line. It's got a bit of a seam. Breaks a tackle, then gets hit hard up at the 35-yard line. The return man there, number 21, or 22 rather, James Hosey. So Frontier will take over, rather. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line on the left hash. And here we get to see Eddie Torres. We talked a lot about Torres in the pregame, myself and Zach Ewing. And, boy, Torres is 5th in the valley in passing yards, Brian.
Yes, he is, Matt. You know, and he's throwing right at 520 yards, 173 per game.
Torres in the I formation. They hand it off up the middle, and a good gain. Still on his feet, still going. It's James Hosey. He gets over the 50-yard line to the 45-yard line, and a big pickup on the first play from scrimmage for the Titans.
Yeah, you're going to see right there, they're just going to do a good job. They're just saying, we're coming right at you. Right off the left tackle, and Hosey does a good job of running through some tackles. And you're going to see right here, Keaton's not going to give up on the play. He's going to hold on. He's going to try for the strip, and he's able to shut it down for about a 12-yard gain. But here they are stuffed in the backfield. Great play right there, the recovery by the Ridgeview defense.
Yeah, great play in the backfield. It was number 54. Don't have a number for him here on this roster. Oh, Leonard Williams. There we go. This roster not necessarily in numerical or alphabetical order. 54 is below 20, which is above 29. Yeah, we've gotten used to that here at high school football on Bright House Networks. Nonetheless, that was Leonard Williams on the stop, so it's going to be 2nd and 11 for Frontier. Torres back to pass, play action, looks deep, looking for his man. He overthrew him, almost into the hands of the aforementioned Shannon Edwards of Ridgeview.
Yeah, and Shannon just kind of baited him right there, Matt, on that throw. He was playing on top of him. He was in easy coverage. He was in cruise control. Ball was thrown, fortunate for Frontier, far enough out that Shannon couldn't get it, and it was attempted for Kyle Nixon. Now, with Kyle Nixon's size, that ball was thrown inside. It had a chance for reception because of where Shannon was playing, but Shannon was definitely playing for that throw to go over top and just outrun him with his great speed.
Kyle Nixon, a 6'2 senior, 182 pounds, going to bring up 3rd and 11 here for Frontier on the Ridgeview 48-yard line. Torres in the I formation, looks all the way, finds Nard. Nard tries to shrug off a tackle. No can do, as a great defensive play by Tevin Keaton prevents big yardage from being gained.
And if Keaton sounds familiar to it, he's the brother last year of Bryson Keaton for Ridgeview, who's playing at Nevada Reno this year. So it's in the bloodline. Great job on 3rd down. Did a good job of dropping back, and then he moved up and made a secure tackle for a punt.
Frontier will be forced to punt. This is Adam Hauk. I had the privilege of working with Hauk over the summer, so hopefully he gets off a good one here. Aims it to the right, good high kick. It's going to bounce at about the 15-yard line. Takes a Frontier bounce, and it's going to be down inside the 5-yard line. Great punt by Hauk. Ridgeview has a lot of work to do to reach pay dirt on the other end. They're going to have to go 96 yards, but they're capable of doing that with Tyler Ferguson, their quarterback.
Well, Tyler Ferguson, again, we talked about it, their big play receiver is Shannon Edwards. Like I said, he's at 4.4 speed, so we can see him easily getting the ball and going the distance if he catches it on anybody in space. But Ridgeview does have the ability to run the ball, too, as they have Brock Martin and Brandon Tripp who touch the ball in the backfield. So they are capable of running the ball as well.
Ferguson in a shotgun set, and he'll hand off the ball straight up the middle. There goes Brandon Tripp, and Tripp tripped up after getting the 1st down. He picks up a gain of 11 on the play.
Well, Matt, right there, they just come back and they hit it really quick, and great attack with Tripp. What I really liked is how hard he hit the hole. He didn't hesitate, didn't move around. He just slammed to the hole, went down and picked up about 11, 12 yards there. So great play by Ridgeview to give them some breathing room, and this opens up the ability if they want to pass with Ferguson, who's one of those kids like Cody Kessler that goes all those camps and does well. So let's watch and see if his arm gets a chance.
Ferguson on 1st down, turns, fires over to Shannon Edwards. Edwards, little bubble screen, and he doesn't get much as the Frontier defense just swarmed on the right side of the field. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10 here.
And you see right here, this is what you're talking about, just a quick screen out here. And right there, receiver misses the block, so therefore it already puts Shannon in a situation where he has to try to beat 2 defenders. You want to ask your receiver to beat 1, not 2.
William Robertson was the receiver on the near side, going from left to right here. It'll be 2nd and 10. Ferguson takes the snap, fakes the handoff, now gives it to Brock Martin rather. Martin rounds the left side, a big gain up inside near midfield, and it goes out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Ridgeview picks up another 1st down.
You know, that's why I talked about Tripp and Martin are both capable running backs, great athletes. You see the speed and quickness in both of them. And what I like right there is they faked the ball in there to Tripp. The defense collapsed. Martin came around and picked up about 25 yards.
Little misdirection play, and Ridgeview able to pick up a 1st down in front of a electric crowd here. I mean, both stands are completely full, Brian. We've got the Ridgeview crowd on the far side and the Frontier crowd behind us, and both stands, not a seat to be had. Trips to the right. Ferguson rolls to the right. He throws. He finds his man. And this is Martin once again. Martin taken down after about a gain of 3. So 3 straight passing plays now for Ridgeview after getting a 1st down from the first play of scrimmage. Or check that, there was a run before that. But, I mean, like you said, Brian, Ridgeview not shy to air the ball out.
Well, I think the advantage they have, Matt, is their ability to run and pass. When you have 2 good backs and you have receivers you see all catch the ball and the quarterback that can throw, makes you a dangerous team offensively. But this is their first real test of the season against a good defense.
As we mentioned in the open, both teams 3-0. Ferguson has trips to the left. Ferguson drops back, looks, fires, finds his man. It's Martin again. And Martin stumbles his way up to midfield. It looks like it's going to be just short of the 1st down, but not by much. It's going to be 3rd and 1. We'll see what Ridgeview does here on a 3rd and short. If they go back to the air, or if they pound it in there with Tripp, the running back.
They have a lot of options right here, and that's a great thing if you're a coordinator. You can put that pressure on the defense.
Head coach of Ridgeview is Dennis Manning. Head coach of Frontier, Rich Cornford. They do hand it to Tripp, and Tripp able to get the first down and more. Gain of 10 for Tripp as he gets up to the 40-yard line. Ridgeview moving this ball without much opposition here, it seems like. I mean, they're moving it at will, Brian.
Well, they're doing a good job of mixing it up. They pass one down, they run the next, and when you have, backs like Tripp, see how strong and powerful he is when he's running. He's keeping his legs going. You're going to have to really wrap him up, and you're going to have, as my old defensive coordinator, Coach Harnett, said, you got to have all 11 guys going to the ball once it crosses the line of scrimmage.
William Robertson finding his place in the formation. He goes trips to the right. Ferguson will take the snap. He'll look. Blitz comes. The ball gets deflected as it was intended for Edwards on the near side. And so good defensive awareness there by Frontier. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, great job right there by Frontier. Lineman to get your hands up, and you're going to tip the ball. You're going to see right here. Comes up the line, jumps up, and hits the ball. Kind of like that safety at LSU, except he gets the interceptions with it.
Exactly. He's a definite candidate for the Heisman Trophy. And James Hosey was, I believe, the man who got his hands on that one. It's going to be 2nd and 10 here for Ridgeview. Ferguson takes the snap, hands off to Tripp. Tripp still on his feet. Tripp cuts to the left. Tripp still on his feet. And he gets all the way up to the 26-yard line. Another big run for Brandon Tripp. Picks up another first down.
And see, right now the Frontier defense is just not doing a good job of tackling. They're having contact right near the line of scrimmage, and they're just not able to pull them down, Matt.
1st and 10 for Ridgeview. Deep inside Frontier territory now at the 27-yard line. 6 minutes, 37 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Ferguson, they hand the ball off, and hit right at the line was Kamari Moya.
And here's another guy, is another big play guy for him. Moya has been making some plays this year. He's another guy that can just basically get the ball and go 10, 15, just like the other backs, or not even go the distance.
So Moya and Tripp have been the two guys behind the line taking the handoffs. And we've got Edwards, William Robertson, Brock Martin. They've been getting the ball through the air, so Ferguson has a 2nd and 8 now. Ferguson rolls out to the left. He's in trouble. Flag down. He throws the ball. It's picked off. Intercepted. He's going to go all the way.
Oh, they're bringing it back. I hear whistles blowing.
That was
numbers. It's not going to count.
I'll tell you what, I think that might have been a penalty on the offense, and if it was, then obviously Frontier will decline it. Let's see what referee Nick Ellis has to say. That was number 10, DJ Dawkins, on the interception on the pick 6. Let's see what that call is. That's interesting because that was thrown right in the area of a holding call. Nick Ellis, the head referee, dictating the matter down there. I mean, what else would you think? Maybe a face mask?
Maybe they're calling somebody. The flag went up as soon as the play started, so maybe somebody was offsides. I don't know. But look where the flag is at. That's maybe interference. They're interfering a receiver from coming across the field.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they're calling, but they're pointing that area. And that's Rich, my man, has 50 years of experience, so I know he's going to get it settled out tonight.
Oh, yeah. Rich Kellenberger. And it's going to be, well, the Frontier crowd's cheering. Let's see what the official call is, though. It is a hold. It's a hold against Ridgeview, and that's going to be declined. Well, you see Ferguson. Well, he just threw that one up for grabs, and Dawkins was all over that.
Yeah. Now, did they just have an inadvertent whistle and then stop the play? So I'm not understanding why it's not a touchdown.
Yeah, same here, Brian, as Dennis Manning talking to the head referee, Nick Ellis, over on the far sidelines. And now Nick Ellis comes back. I mean, you would think that would be a touchdown if it's an offensive penalty and the defense intercepts it. Like you said, Brian, unless it is an inadvertent whistle.
But they blew a whistle, so once you blow the whistle, the play stops. He's going to come over to Coach Cornford right now, Nick Ellis, the head referee, and explain to him what happened.
Oh, wow.
And they're not going to be happy over here on the Frontier sideline, but it is what it is, as Vance likes to say. But, you know, one thing is this is almost a West High reunion of coaches, too. You have the old guard and Coach Manning and Coach Snead and those guys over there from Ridgeview with Coach Cornford, who was successful at West High as well, with Mike Lewis, a former Bruin buddy of mine.
Yeah, Coach Cornford was the coach at West when I was playing at Foothill back in 2005. So an unfortunate but fortunate turn of events here for Frontier. They get the ball, but they get 6 points taken off the board because of the inadvertent whistle, and Eddie Torres will go back to work from the 30-yard line. Torres, hands off, nothing. That got stopped at the line of scrimmage by a host of Wolfpack defenders.
I'll tell you, too, you go back to the interception. You know, when you run those flood routes, it's a lot about timing. And give credit for the Frontier front. They were able to make Ferguson make an adjustment, so when he stepped up, it throws that timing off, and then he tried to just force it in there, and that's how you got the interception.
Going to be 2nd and 8 here for Frontier. Pickup of 2 yards on that last play. I formation. Torres tries to get Ridgeview to jump, and he did. The hard count looks like it got the Wolfpack to cross the line. Let's see. We've got finger pointing now. And it is going to be encroachment against Ridgeview, so 5 more yards tacked on. And Frontier, much more manageable 2nd and 3 here as opposed to 2nd and 8. That was number 75, Andrew Pineda. 2nd and 3 now for Frontier. I formation. They've run this formation all night. Torres looks, fires it up for Nard. Nard in and out of his hands right here at the 35-yard line, Brian.
You know, right there, good route by Nard. He takes advantage of the young guy coming in there, Tevin Campbell, who has not played much varsity, and he drives at him. Good route, fades out, and right there he just does not catch it. Kind of runs away a little bit from it. He knows he had a big play, but, you know, let's see if he comes back to it.
What a great pass, though. Back shoulder. I mean, a varsity quarterback like Torres, that's a thing of beauty right there. But nonetheless, 3rd and 3, they hand off the ball. Hey, don't think he got it. It's going to be close. Oh, boy, that was number 24. That was Hosey, I believe.
An exception for that first run on that first play, Matt. The defense, the front guys from Ridgeview have stepped up and really forced them into a passing situation the way they're stifling the run in the first 2 series.
Houck comes back on to punt it again from the 37-yard line. Back deep to receive is Edwards. That's respect right there, Brian, standing at his own 22-yard line. Houck gets the snap. Nice high hanging punt. Edwards calls for the fair catch. That's going to take a Ridgeview bounce, and then it goes the other way. And it's going to be down at the 25-yard line. That's where Ridgeview will take over 1st and 10. Turnover killed their last drive. I mean, it looked like they were going to put points up on the board. Let's see how Ferguson rebounds on this one.
Well, you know, Ferguson's been in some big games and has a lot of confidence and composure, so I don't see that interception really threatening him. You know, anytime you have a senior who's been through the battles, and it's how he walks. He looks confident. His head's not down. You know, he's going to come out and he's going to throw the ball away. He knows how to, and I expect to see some big plays from him tonight.
Well, Ferguson has a YouTube highlight video up. I watched it before I came here. It said he's going to graduate in December of this year as he hands off to Brandon Tripp, and Tripp continues where he left off on the last drive, all the way up to the 45-yard line. Another first down for Ridgeview from their first play of the drive.
You know, and one thing that I'm seeing right now is the front for Frontier is not able to withstand this running attack from Ridgeview. And I'll tell you, you know, one thing, coaches love to run the ball, so I doubt we're going to see a lot of balls go in the air as long as they can run the ball like this.
1st and 10 from the 44. Edwards split out to the right, and they hand the ball off on the reverse. It's Brock Martin. Martin up and over, fumbles the football, gets it right back, though, on the ground. And I think he's going to have enough to get the first down. Got to do a better job securing that ball, though. I mean, he jumping over defenders. You got to hold on to that, baby.
And it's just like a sweep. He goes on the outside, very patient. Now he turns the acceleration on. He's going to try to jump over, and he has the ball just loose. He didn't have it tight, secured into that pocket, and the ball came out. But fortunate bounce for the Wolfpack as it comes right back to him.
Edwards split out to the left. They hand off the ball to Moya. Kamari Moya on the left side. And Moya will pick up a couple. A lot of east and west running tonight, not so much north and south.
Well, that play for them is designed for them to come out like that. But the other plays, when they're going with trip, they're right off tackle, and they're just beating them off the tackle, and they're going 10, 12 yards.
2:38 left to go here, first quarter. No score. Both teams have had the ball twice. This is Ridgeview's second possession, and they've got 2nd and 2 on the 35-yard line. Now they go up the middle to Tripp, and looks like Tripp may have enough as there's a penalty marker down, though. Only our second penalty of the game.
And that's usually in the holding area, so that's probably coming back.
See what referee Nick Ellis has to say. It is a holding against Ridgeview, so their second holding call of the night. And if you're just joining us, the first penalty was a costly one for both teams. Although Frontier, I believe, they would have had 6 on the board. Unfortunately, it was a holding call and an inadvertent whistle on an interception return for a touchdown. Frontier was awarded possession of the ball, but managed to go 3 and out. And now Ridgeview has the ball. It's going to be a lot more difficult of a second down attempt here. 2nd and 11 from the 44. 2 receivers split out to the right for Ferguson. And he'll hand the ball off again on the sweep to Martin. Brock Martin with space. And he gets tackled by B.J. Nard on the back end. Picks up about 7 yards on the play, though. It's going to be, no, I lied. From the angle we're
First
at.
down,
Yeah,
Matt.
from the angle we're at, we're sitting right here on the 15-yard line. And it, deceiving angle, Brian.
Oh, yes, it was. I thought it was short, too, but there again, they take that little outside play, and he's able to cut it up and make a big run.
4 wide receivers now. Trips to the left for Ferguson, and Tripp in the backfield. Ferguson takes a snap, looks to the right, fires to the right, and it's picked off. Second interception of the game for Tyler Ferguson. This one picked off by number 23, Justin Cash, it looks like.
Yeah, another interception going down driving, but this time the receiver slips. You're going to see right here, Ferguson has his target. He looks to the left. I like that. He's coming back, and his receiver just falls down.
Cash.
So great, right there by Cass. Way to be there, get the interception and catch it.
He's definitely on our all-name team list. Justin Cash. Cash Money as another turnover for the Frontier defense. Puts their offense back out on the field on the 23-yard line. Great camera angles we have down there showing us these beautiful replays tonight from the southwest side of Bakersfield. 1st and 10. Torres hands off the ball. And a big thundering run there by 24 Hosey.
If you're Ridgeview fans, they're probably sitting there thinking, why we ever throw a pass? We're running the ball, But that's what you do in football. You kind of have some things going, and you try to see if you can get a pass in here or there. And unfortunately, receiver slipped and got another interception. But the one thing you do know is you can run the ball. I think Frontier has to take some chances with their offensive game and putting some pressure on this Ridgeview defense.
They go to Hosey again, and Hosey gets up to the 45-yard line. So Hosey with 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And it looks like it's going to be enough for a first down as the clock starts rolling once again. So you want to keep the defense off balance. Pass here, throw there, reverse here, fake punt, And it looks like we're going to have an official's timeout as Nick Ellis waving his hands.
But the way Ridgeview's offense is going, I'd be surprised in the second quarter when they get the ball back if they just don't say, we're going to run the ball till you stop us.
Torres looks, fires off to the right. It's caught, taken by Nixon, and Nixon gets all the way up to the 41-yard line. quick pass out to the right, and Torres was looking at him the whole way. It's going to be 2nd and about 3 for Frontier's offense.
That's a good little play right there on first down. You pick up 7 yards, you take that all day long. You know, but Kyle Nixon, 6'2", 182. I like to see Shan not give him so much room, so much of a cushion. The speed factor is way in Shan's favor.
That's going to do it for the end of the first quarter. No score, and we'll be back for the second quarter here on the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week.
Bakersfield On Demand on Bright House Network's Digital Channel 300 brings you a look at community events in and around Kern County. Our area has a wide variety of local events like festivals, cook-offs, galas, parades, and much more. Bright House Networks invites you to tune to Bakersfield On Demand and see a sampling of Kern County events from the comfort of your own home. Make Bright House Network's Digital Channel 300 your portal to local programming.
There's a fresh new look at brighthouse.com. It's a bolder, swifter, more convenient online experience designed especially to make your life easier, offering quick access to your online account, effortless navigation, simplified searches, streamlined shopping, and much more. The new Bright House website, it's more than just a look. It's an easier way to get more from your entertainment at brighthouse.com. Visit us today.
Start of the second quarter here at Ridgeview High School. No score on the board. A couple of turnovers for Ridgeview. And Frontier's defense has stymied Ridgeview's offense into those couple of turnovers. 2 interceptions from Tyler Ferguson as they hand the ball off to Hosey on the left side. Hosey gets a great block out there, picks up enough for the first down as it was a 2nd and 2 coming into the start of the second quarter. And Frontier will keep the chains moving.
Great job right now, Frontier's offensive line. They're starting to get off the ball and they're trying to put some of those Ridgeview players on the front line back a couple yards, and they're giving some space for Hosey.
Good block by the fullback, Garrett Brown. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 42. Ridgeview, or check that, Frontier, finally looking like they're starting to get something going here offensively as Rich Cornford takes his place directly beneath us here on the 30-yard line. Torres, 1st and 10, 1 receiver out, hard count, and he hands the ball off to Hosey again, tripped up behind the line of scrimmage, and a good job of tripping him up was done by Leonard Williams, number 54 of Ridgeview.
See, in that time, you saw the defensive players get some penetration and get across the line. And there's Josh Powell, played at San Jose State, played a little arena football, and also played for the Blitz, and he's an old Ridgeview alum.
Bakersfield Blitz. Those were some good days. Great games down there at the Rabobank Arena. 2nd and 8 now for Frontier. 1 man out to the left. Torres going to look for him. He looks for Nard, and he overthrows him. Torres actually got knocked down on the play. So it'll be 3rd and 9. 3rd and 8 for Frontier at the 46-yard line.
And right there, that was good coverage right by Keaton. He did a good job of getting right in his hip pocket, using that sideline as an extra defender. The only pass would have beat him that time is a perfect pass. So he didn't give him much room to operate on that pass. Good job by Keaton.
3rd and 8, 11 minutes left here in the first half. Nixon, the receiver, split out to the right. Hosey in the backfield. Torres takes the snap, fumbles it a little bit. Blitz comes, and they find his man. He finds DJ Dawkins. Dawkins down the right side. Dawkins still on his feet, cuts back. Dawkins, spin move. He's still on his feet up to the 15-yard line. And DJ Dawkins, who unofficially has an interception return for a touchdown, picks up a huge gain on 3rd and 8 to move deep into Ridgeview territory.
And here goes a late flag right there, as Nick is talking to it right now. Nick Ellis, the head official. And you can see right here just a little delay. He comes out after he's blocking. Good play call. Everybody's down. The receiver's cleared out. And then watch Dawkins run. Does a good job outrunning a defender. And now he's going to cut back. And now he's just going to make guys miss. Moya misses. Edwards misses. And then finally they come down and get them, and I think they might call that last push right there on Shannon Edwards, and that's going to move him back.
That is not a smart play. Illegal block in the back is going to move him back 15 yards, so a huge gain. Still a pretty huge gain, but nonetheless it'll be nullified by 15 yards. Going to be 1st and 10 for Frontier from the 24. Torres again.
How many times have we seen that happen, Matt? They make a big play, and then it takes the ball the other way and takes the momentum.
They hand the ball off to the fullback, Brown. Brown picks up a couple yards straight up the middle. And, yeah, Brian, we've seen that a lot this year. And no reason. I mean, when they're so far ahead of the play and you have a block at the end of the play, you know, maybe the guys are just trying to send a message like, hey, you know, I'm here and I want you to know it. But the referees they're watching you. They've got 6 referees on the field. One of them's definitely watching. 2nd and 9 for Frontier. They hand the ball off to Brown up the middle again, and that is snuffed out by the Ridgeview defense, led by number 42, Mason Edwards.
That's how you want to play if you're playing defense and you're on that front lines. You want to get that penetration. You want to get it off the ball. Good job right there. And then a way to come in and help and finish it off. And that's just good defense. And we talked about that penalty and how crucial is it now? It's 3rd and long.
3rd and 9 from the 19. Torres, hard count once again. He got him to jump. Frontier doing a good job of mixing up the snap counts here, and they got Ridgeview to come across the line once again. You see the dejected look of Shannon Edwards as he knows.
Well, you know, that changes everything. You know, 3rd and 4, I can run the ball, I can pass the ball, puts that screenplay back in the play.
Yeah, 3rd and 9.
And he's saying 1st down.
Huh. Again, with the angle down here, there's really...
Well, the scoreboard said 3rd and 9 too, and
it did.
5 and minus 9 is 4 last time I checked, but I guess here is 1st down.
Nonetheless, 1st and 10 here for Frontier from the 14. It's Torres. He hands the ball off. Hosey cuts back. Hosey goes to the other side of the field, and all that running picked him up about 4 or 5 yards. Nonetheless, though, kept him out of the backfield.
Once again, great penetration by the Ridgeview defense. That time Moya came up from the safety spot, forced him to cut inside. And then right here, he's just going to react and just make guys miss. And he really makes something out of nothing. And good job by Edwards being in the right place and force him to cut upfield for a short, actually 5 yards.
Torres on 2nd and 5. Fires to Nard. Caught inside the 5-yard line, B.J. Nard. And depending on where they mark it, it'll either be 3rd and 1 or a 1st and goal. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and 1 from the 5.
You know, what I understand right there is your safety's not far back. He's inside. He's got to jump that. I don't know what covers they're in. Look like kind of a cover 2, but he should be jumping that and making a play. Because that's a hard play for your corner. If he's on the outside, he's forcing him inside. He's got to have some help. But here we go, 3rd down, and I don't know how many.
3rd and 1 looks like. They hand the ball off to the fullback, and he gets in for the touchdown. Garrett Brown puts some points on the board for Frontier, and the away team gets a 6-0 advantage with 8 minutes remaining in the 2nd quarter.
Well, Matt, you know, great job right there driving the ball by the Frontier Titans. They just did an awesome job of mixing it up through a few pass plays, but short pass plays got them down there. And then the running game and their front line just did a great job of attacking.
Extra point is true. 7-0. Frontier stunning this home crowd here at Ridgeview, intercepting 2 passes and finally reaching pay dirt. And Frontier is up by a touchdown.
Right, and you can see right there, right off tackle, and there's nobody home.
You know, they faked the pitch out to Hosey, and I mean, the way that they've been handing the ball off to Hosey tonight, you would have suspected to see Hosey on a 3rd and 1, maybe on a sweep. But they went with the big man, Garrett Brown, 6'1", 206, and just a junior. listed as a fullback and a defensive end here on the Frontier roster. So 7-0 Frontier leads against
the first time all year, Matt, they've been down in a game. Let's see how they respond. Let's watch the body language of the players. Are they coming off dejected? Are they coming ready to play and saying, hey, no big deal. We got a whole quarter, 2 quarters and a half and a quarter to go. Let's just play football, fellas. We're driving down. We should have got some scores already, but come on, let's go. Let's see what kind of – it's going to tell what kind of heart this team has and what kind of team they're going to be for the rest of this year.
Well, if me and you know anything about Dennis Manning, it's going to be that shrug it off and let's get back to work kind of attitude for the Ridgeview offense here.
Yeah, I think they have to. I mean, there's nothing to hang your hat down if you're the Ridgeview offense, because the simple fact is you're driving the ball. The only thing that stopped you was, one, a bad decision by Ferguson on the first interception, and then the second, when your receiver slipped, and that happens, you see on Saturdays and Sundays, and then it resulted in another interception. But there was nothing that the Frontier defense has showed yet to stop the Ridgeview offense.
Oh, they run the quick kick. And it's going to be taken by Leonard Williams. And a huge block thrown out there, a couple of bodies flying. And Williams able to get it up to the 31-yard line. That was surprising as the kicker, Hauk, was lining up to take his kickoff steps. Maybe they're just trying to keep it out of the hands of Edwards.
Yes. Edwards has run kickoffs back last year. I think he may have had one this year, if not a punt return. So he's too dangerous to kick the ball. Now, so again, when you have a great return man, a great athlete like that, he changes the game. He's forced you now to push the ball up, and you got 30 yards on 30-yard line. So, but for Frontier, you're saying it's better than him running one back and tying the score up.
Man in motion is Martin. And they hand the ball off to Tripp. Tripp met hard at the line of scrimmage. Good job of penetration by number 58, Teddy Small.
Great job right there. That's the first time that we've seen Frontier make a stop on a first down play and really get the penetration and bottle Tripp up. Tripp's been able to run full speed and hit the hole and get 8 yards down the field before somebody touches him.
7:25 left to go here in the first half. Ferguson, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and 1 in the backfield. And they hand the ball off to Tripp once again. And Tripp, or check that was Kamari Moya on the carry. And he gets up to about the 36. It's going to be 3rd and 4 for Ridgeview.
Tell you, man, up here, it doesn't seem like they get that many yards, and you look up and they've got 5 or 6 yards on a run.
Exactly. Forgive us if we seem a little confused tonight about the ball positioning on the far side of the field. That would be the north side. We're on the southeast 15, about the 17, 18-yard line. Nonetheless, 3rd and 9, or 3rd and 4 rather. They hand the ball off, and this is Brock Martin. Martin trying to outrun the defense. Can't do so, but he does pick up a huge gain on the right side and gets out of bounds at the 28-yard line.
Martin's going to come back. He's been bumping outside all so far in the game. This time he cuts back against the grain. Great job of making defenders miss. And right here, what I like is he's just going to come up, and he's just going to get physical with the safety and tell you, hey, I'm not going to outrun you, but I'm going to give you a little punishment.
On the note of hanging their heads, Brian, Ridgeview had actually not been scored on the entire season until Arvin put up 7 on him last week in I believe it was 49-7 victory.
Yes, it was, sir.
Moya stopped in the backfield. Still on his feet, though, and able to pick up a little bit of the yardage that he lost. Still going to be a loss of 3 on the play and a 2nd and 12 as he goes out of bounds with 6:05 left to go in the first half.
Now can the Frontier defense make consecutive plays? We've seen them early on the beginning of this series make a stop, and then they gave a bunch of running yardage. Can they make a consecutive play and put them in a 3rd down situation?
2nd and 13. Martin in motion. Ferguson looks like he's going to keep this one. And Ferguson gets face mask, and everybody saw that one. As Garrett Brown, the touchdown scorer for Frontier, drew the ire of 3 officials. Oh, that's just a simple play, a simple tackle and a loss of yardage on the play.
I mean, right there, it's not even close. You know, that's the 15-yard variety. It's got to be.
Well, we have seen a lot of penalties this year on Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week action. And that was one of the more violent face masks we've seen all year, Brian.
You know, and that's just a decision right there. When you're going to tackle, you went high, you reached across, and sometimes that happens. But then once he grabbed it, he still pulled on it. So you can't say you didn't know it was a face mask in your hand.
1st and 10 for the 15. Tripp runs into his own man, stays on his feet, picks up a yard. Great penetration again by the Frontier defense, but Tripp still able to make positive yardage out of nothing.
Yeah, and I like the running game. They're staying with the running game. And right there, Tripp's stuck in the backfield. Does a great job of eluding guys, and then he's going to spin forward and picks up a yard. But I don't like the running game with Ferguson running the ball.
That was not pretty, to say the least. Ferguson much better with his arm. And we'll see if we see it on the remainder of this drive as they're at the 14-yard line, 2nd and 9. They hand the ball off to Moya, and Moya gets up inside the 10-yard line with a tough run up to the 9.
Go ahead, Matt.
5 minutes left on the clock here in the second quarter. I'm Matt Alvarez alongside Brian Adams. Up high, not as high as we can be. I've been higher, but here on the scissor lift, I'd say we're about 25 feet above the field here at Ridgeview High School. And it looks like a timeout is going to be taken by Ridgeview. There we are. 4:41 remaining, second quarter. Ridgeview's going to take a timeout. A lot of games, a lot of teams have bye weeks this week, but some of the games in action tonight. Foothill at Golden Valley. That game actually started at 7 o'clock. Also, Fraser Mountain was playing at Strathmore. Tulare Union at Delano in a very underrated game. That should be a good one, as myself and Zach Ewing alluded to. Get to tonight's referees. The referee, Nick Ellis, who was a gracious guest on our high school football pregame show just a couple weeks ago. Tom Trees, the umpire, the headlinesman, David Newby, the line judge, Rich Kellenberger, who is not a newbie at this game, and the back judge, John Bermejo. A little about Rich Kellenberger. What'd you say about him, Brian?
50 years of service.
Man. That is a long time to be working the sidelines, and he is one of the best officials around these parts.
You know, he does baseball. He's really involved in officiating all throughout the year, so he's just a great guy and a great pillar in our community.
By the way, if you want to be a member of the Kern County Officials Association, kcoa.org. They hand the ball off on the right side, and taking it into the end zone is Brock Martin, and Ridgeview 1 point away from tying the score.
Did you notice something that didn't happen on that series, Matt?
What was that?
Not a pass was thrown.
How about that? With the arm of Tyler Ferguson and the arm of Eddie Torres, both touchdowns tonight have been scored by way of the ground. And that's a bit unusual, you would say, Ryan, for Tyler Ferguson, being one of the better quarterbacks in the area. But when you have a three-headed monster in Martin and Moya and Tripp, and obviously Frontier having some trouble stopping them on the ground, as lining up to kick the extra point is Reyes. And Daniel Reyes puts it up and through. We're tied. 4:35 left to go here in the second quarter. And Ridgeview responds to Frontier's touchdown with a 7-pointer of their own.
You know, when you come into any game, especially when you're more on even teams and big play games, first we'll go to replay. We're going to see right here, Brock Martin wants the Brock out here as a pulling guard, hits him, clears that lane, and Martin's going to just go in, runs through a tackle. Great job right there by the Ridgeview offense. But when you have two teams that are very good, they're undefeated, well-coached teams, good athletes on the field, you always come in a game saying, we want to try to do this. This is our game plan. But there's two things you have to do to get a win. One, you have to take away the other team's strength. And then second, it is which team, if their strength is taken away, can adjust and get something else going. And tonight, Ferguson and company, we know they throw the ball a lot. You see the highlights. They're always throwing the ball around. People are scoring. But their running game tonight is what's going to be leading. So they have to keep that steady diet of running. And until Frontier shows they can stop it at all, I don't think you're going to see many passes right now.
Good point. Ray is going to tee the ball up from the 40.
How was that for some kettle corn?
Did I miss some kettle corn? There we go. We got to get that guy up here. I have to have my Friday night daily dosage of kettle corn. Otherwise, I can't function in the second half. And I start saying things that Brian Adams makes fun of me for.
I did not say anything last week. I gave you a whole pass the whole game.
And it was my homecoming, so I appreciate that. Thank you, Brian. And we got whistles before the ball's even kicked, so we're probably going to do it again. That's in the area of his offside penalty on Ridgeview. You sure you want to do that again and kick it to B.J. Nard?
You're going to have to now, because I'm really doubting that ball has any chance of getting in the end zone, unless you do that little pooch kick again. Well, they didn't do it, but this team does it. Ridgeview will do it this time.
Well, not a lot of options here for Ridgeview, as they have Nard back here returning it along with Kyle Nixon, the wide receiver. So Reyes charged with the difficult task of picking where exactly do I kick this ball. 4:35 left to go here in the second quarter. And Ridgeview has just tied the score up and starting to get a little chilly here. It's jacket weather. And the ball falls off the tee. What do you know?
Rich, are you hearing that?
Brian, in all my years of kicking and kicking off, that never once happened to me. Never once.
You never played where it was very windy either, did you?
That's true. I played a game up in Fraser Mountain one time in youth football, and the wind just seemed to die down whenever I would kick the ball, but we played about 25-mile-an-hour winds that day. Reyes, and you're right, Brian, he is going to pooch kick it. He pooches it out to the 15-yard line, though. Pretty good pooch. And it's going to be taken by Matt Bushnell. He gets all the way up to the 32-yard line. That's where Frontier going to take over 1st and 10. Just removed from their first touchdown of the evening, courtesy of the big fullback, Garrett Brown.
And there was Sonia McCall, the mother of Erica McCall, the big-time basketball player at Ridgeview, this everybody's All-American. And she's being recruited by all the big ones, Stanford, Connecticut, Tennessee, Duke.
McCall last name is very familiar around these parts.
Her father is also Greg McCall, the coach,
the
women's coach of Cal State Bakersfield.
Oh, yeah. Wish him all the best as they approach their season. Him and Ron Barnes, the women and the men respectively. As they hand the ball off to Hosey, and a late hit. Coming in late with the head down was number 22 for Ridgeview, DeAndre Turner. And that's going to cost 15 yards to the Ridgeview defense.
Well, we talked about making smart plays, and right there, you have to be able to be under control. You got to come around and be under control when you buy those piles. And you're going to see right here, man's down the ground, and right there. He tried to hold up a little bit, but it was too late.
So another first down, another opportune moment here for Frontier's offense at the 47-yard line. It's Eddie Torres back to work. Hosey in the backfield. Two wide receivers off to the right, Nixon and Nard. Torres, hard count once again. Play action.
Wheel
Blitz
route,
comes.
got a post wide open. Too late.
One-handed interception. Did you see that as Kamari Moya has the ball on the right side? Chased down by B.J. Nard. He fumbled the football. Or did they call him down?
Called him down. They're moving first down.
You had it, Brian. Just a tad bit too late. And with the jumping ability of Kamari Moya, one-handing the interception, might see that one on SportsCenter Top 10. Oh, boy, that was...
He's a big-time athlete. The kid can run, he can jump. He's an athlete. And right there, he just uses super athleticism, almost like Spider-Man reaching out with a web and snatching that ball like a superhero.
So Frontier throws an interception, and Tyler Ferguson will get another chance and another touchdown here as he has trips to the left side and 3:53 left to go in the half. Ferguson rolls down to the left side, looks, fires, caught by the receiver, number 16, Keanu Ramos. Ramos going to pick up the first down.
Right here, he's going to roll out to his left. He squares his shoulder. Nice throw on the money. Good catch in the little flutter route. And moves the change.
Here you see the interception, Brian.
And what I was saying is right here, he had him. It was too late. He waited too long to throw to the post. Now once you go, the athleticism comes into play. A one-handed catch by Kamari. And now all of a sudden, Ridgeview's on the attack.
Ferguson, 1st and 10 from the 46. They hand the ball off to Tripp, and Tripp up the middle, tripped up after a gain of 5 yards on the play. He's 2nd and 5. 42-yard line with 3:15 left to go. 2 timeouts left for Ridgeview in case they want to use them on their way to the Frontier end zone. 3 timeouts still left for Frontier. Also, other games going on tonight: North at West and Taft at East. And also Stockdale traveling to Clovis, still without DJ Martin, maybe without Jeremy Bispo. Ferguson chased down and sacked. Big loss on the play as the touchdown scorer, Garrett Brown, takes him down for a big-time deficit.
He makes a big difference. You know, he came and got the face mask in the last series. This time he doesn't reach up high. You see him, he's going to grab low. And it looked like Ferguson was going to try to toss the ball away, but instead kept it. And so now you're going to have a 3rd and long, it looks like, and momentum back to the Frontier.
Let's see if Ferguson airs it out here. I think he might have to on 3rd and 16 if it's incomplete. And Frontier will have plenty of time to work with and 3 timeouts. 2:02 left to go, and they get him to jump. The man who just had the sack jumps offside. It's Garrett Brown. Right there in the middle of your screen, number 6, and he knows it.
I like his motor, man. His motor goes, and he goes hard. You gotta like that, but you gotta be paying attention to the ball, not the quarterback's cadence.
That'll make it 3rd and 11 now for Ridgeview from the 46. As the Ridgeview band gets warmed up in the north end zone. We'll have a little bit of their performance at halftime along with some halftime highlights. Clock's rolling, minute 55 left to go. Trips to the left side, single out to the right. Ferguson
and just
looks
to the cover
to the
two.
And he fires the ball, it's caught, Kamari Moya.
You got to pick the first down up, Moya.
He got close, though, Brian. He got really close.
He stopped short, at least a yard short.
Oh, boy. As the clock stops with a minute and a half left.
This is just a useful mistake. Great play call. You get what you want. You have one of your better athletes catching the ball. Now, right here, he's got another situation. This is not time to make something happen. This is the time to run a guy over, put your shoulder pads down, and pick up that first down.
It's going to be a close one as Nick Ellis calls for a measurement. And out come the sticks.
And I hope for Kamari's sake he gets it, because it's going to be, you hate to be in the film room when that happens.
No dice.
But he's short, yeah.
So explain that one again, Brian. You're trying to pick up the first down. He's dancing around.
Yeah, he's 3rd down. You have to know where the markers are. What he saw was a chance to make a guy miss or try to make a play so he can get a bigger play. But that situation with his size and his momentum, if he keeps barreling into the guy, puts his shoulder down, he's going to knock him back a couple yards, and that's going to get him an easy first down. You just have to understand the situation and where you're at in the football game. And you can tell right there he knows what he did wrong, and you can see how his reaction. So he'll come back, great athlete, but use your athleticism and your power to punish those secondary players.
4th and 1. They hand the ball off to Moya. Moya fumbles the football. It's picked up by Frontier, and going the other way is Matt Bushnell.
Touchdown looks like right there.
Knocked down at the 1 yard line. Great defensive pursuit. Well, turned into a defenseman by Brock Martin to save the touchdown. But with a minute 13 left, Frontier on a 4th and 1 not only holds Ridgeview, but they pick up their 3rd turnover of the night and bring it deep into Ridgeview territory.
Yeah, I mean, this is just amazing. 3 turnovers in 4 possessions.
Wow. Very uncharacteristic of a Dennis Manning coach team. Here you go, Brian.
Well, you got penetration right there, but the ball security, you talk about it every week, Matt. You have to have that ball when you come across. That's got to be secure, but great penetration right there by the Frontier player, Riley Phillips.
Great pursuit, though. That's never giving up on the play by Brock Martin as the timeout was taken. Looked like
we have an 18th birthday.
It was a timeout taken by Frontier.
So on the count of 3, we're going to sing.
Somebody's birthday down there, Brian.
They said one of the cheerleaders, I guess. 18th birthday.
I remember when I was 18, some 6 years ago. Minute 13 remaining.
Look at Coach Snead talking to the guys and saying, hey, don't worry about it. Sudden change. Let's make some plays. Let's get some penetration. Let's play strong. Let's make it tough for them to score. If not, try to get the ball back ourselves.
And I don't think there's a doubt in any of our minds that if Frontier were to go in on this next play and Ridgeview were to get the ball back, they would have no trouble moving it at least into field goal range with a minute 13 left and 2 timeouts left.
They're moving the ball. It's just once they're crossing over that 40, they're just making some bad decisions, and they've had the turnovers. But, I mean, what else can you ask for if you're Frontier? Your offense has really been struggling except for one series, and your defense is really keeping you has not allowed the points to get on the board and is giving you the chance to go up in this game.
So Frontier takes over. 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Minute 13 to get into the end zone. And Eddie Torres lines up in the I formation. Hosey in the backfield. They hand off to Brown. And Brown gets up near the goal line. Brown already has a touchdown on the night. They're going to milk this clock for all it's worth. If they can't get in, then they're definitely not going to allow Ridgeview any time to counter once they do.
Right, and I don't know if they have a little option playoff stat, but I like to see them fake it into Brown, let Brown go in, everybody converging, and pitch it out to Hosey and let Hosey see if he can't waltz in on that outside.
Clock ticking, 41 seconds left to go here first half. Torres, I formation once again, big I formation. And they hand off to Hosey. Hosey wrapped up behind the line initially. Does he get in? No, he does not.
I don't think you have to line of scrimmage the way it looks, and that's great penetration right there by Josh Canterbury.
Looked like he lost a yard on the play, and a timeout taken by Rich Cornford and the Frontier Titans with 18 seconds left to go here in the second quarter.
Well, Matt, what are your options? In the NFL, what you see a lot is use the tight ends. You don't see as much in high school, but, they'll pop that ball in there and hit one of those tight ends trying to drag across the back. You see it a lot in the college game. But right now, you have a timeout, so it's not like you can't run the ball still. The question is, what pass play do you run? At this level, you rarely see teams work on goal line outs. Where they come back to that sideline. In high school, you don't have the time. You see Coach Cornford talking to the staff, seeing what he wants to do. But I like that route when you run a goal line out. That receiver goes down. He looks like he's going to catch a fade about 8 yards in the end zone, and he comes back towards that front flag. The ball's thrown low and driven down outside, and it's hard for the defender to stop.
So it'll officially be 3rd and 2 with 18 seconds left. Or 3rd and goal, make that. Torres and company come out in the I formation once again with B.J. Nard out to the right. Torres. They throw it to the tight end. It's intercepted by Ridgeview. Just like you said, Brian, except Ridgeview seemingly knew it was coming. And the man with the winning lottery ticket there was 52, Josiah Ramos.
Well, what a play by Ramos. I mean, he reads it, he jumps up, makes the interception. And again, let's give credit to Brock Martin. If Brock Martin quits, it's a touchdown. He hustles back, saves the touchdown, lets the defense come on, who has stifled Frontier for most of the game, and puts them into a big-time stop. And now Ridgeview can just hand the ball off or take a knee and go into half and call it a draw.
And they will do just that. They'll sit on it. And that'll do it for the first half. An exciting first half of football. Torres, the interception that ended the Frontier threat. Josiah Ramos for the Wolfpack. As we head into halftime, your score is 7-all. And we'll be back with the Ridgeview High School Marching Band and your halftime highlights here on the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week.
This phone never gets put down. Good thing we have home phone with unlimited nationwide calling from Bright House Networks. I can call my family as often as I want to keep them in the loop on the new place. And Jack calls his college buddies every time their team scores, at any sport, at any time. And being able to keep our same phone number when we switched to Bright House was great. It's more than home phone. It's anytime, anywhere phone. Stay in touch with Bright House Network's home phone for as little as $20 more per month. Call or visit brighthouse.com today.
There's a fresh new look at brighthouse.com. It's a bolder, swifter, more convenient online experience designed especially to make your life easier, offering quick access to your online account, effortless navigation, simplified searches, streamlined shopping, and much more. The new Bright House website, it's more than just a look. It's an easier way to get more from your entertainment at brighthouse.com. Visit us today.
Welcome back to Ridgeview High School. I was about to say Frontier High School, but Frontier is ready to kick off the ball here to start the second half. A 7-7 game as 12 minutes are now back up on the clock here to start the third quarter. Ridgeview will receive the ball. Adam Hauk will kick it off from the 40-yard line. And, boy, what a way to end off the first half, Brian. A touchdown-saving tackle by Brock Martin, and it literally saved a touchdown.
Well, it definitely did, Matt. And that rundown and save right there gave the defensive opportunity to make a play and keep them out of the end zone, which they did with the interception. And they kept the game to 7-7. As you see right here, this is the return. Moya's going to lose the ball. But watch Brock Marion right here. He's about 10 yards behind. He's never going to give up. He's just going to run the guy down right there and does a great job of trying to strip it, gets him down before the goal line, and forces that great goal line stance by the Ridgeview defense. And now you have to be careful for your Frontier and make sure that you do not kick the ball to the dangerous Shannon Edwards.
Brian fell victim up here to our Bright House Network's color commentator chair. As the ball is kicked off by Adam Hauk, a nice high kickoff taken at the goal line by Shannon Edwards. And Edwards doesn't get much. He gets up to about the 18-yard line. And that's where Ridgeview will start the second half as Tyler Ferguson rallies the troops. And, boy, the story of the game so far has been turnovers, Brian. Is that you counted 2 interceptions per side and a fumble.
Yeah, that was it. 5 turnovers. So that's why we're sitting here with a 7-7 game. You know, but the defense for Frontier has been a bend but don't break, and the defense for Ridgeview has just been stingy.
1st and 10 from the 17-yard line for Ridgeview. Twins out to the right. And Ferguson takes the snap, hands off to Tripp. And after a gain of about 3 yards, Tripp goes to the turf. They go right back to where they started.
Coach Mike Lewis, and that's a great adjustment for them, Matt, because usually on the first play, they've been getting torched with that trip off the right and off the left. But great job right there. Now they have to be careful. This is where Brock Martin comes around that little wing coming around and either bounces it outside or cuts it back.
2nd and 8. They go to Tripp once again, and Tripp stymied at the line. And look at that, rallying to the ball by Frontier in the Rich Cornford defense, as Frontier able to limit Brandon Tripp on his offensive gain there.
I talked about in the first half, back-to-back stops. That's the first time we've seen this defense really come with back-to-back stops. Great job right there by the defense. They're 3rd and probably about 5. So let's see what happens now. It's probably a passing situation, but with 5 yards, Ridgeview still has a running option.
And they go out to the right side. That is Brock Martin. Martin breaks a tackle. Martin gets to the outside. Martin at the 50, at the 40, and he's going to be caught from behind and knocked out of bounds. But a huge gain. Jake Hanneman ran him down.
Now, they did that pass play earlier. We saw Shannon in the first quarter. He didn't get a block. But this time, Shannon does a great job of blocking at the point of attack. You're going to see right here, he's going to give the crease for Martin to come through right there as he blocks on Nard. And now Martin does the rest with his speed. And you're going to see a great angle right here by Frontier, number 5, Jake Hanneman. And he saves a touchdown by taking a great angle on Martin. But there they go. Ridgeview is back where they've been all night long. And can they finish it?
And look where Hanneman is. Hanneman's the receiver on the cornerback on the far side. Ran all the way across the field. Great touchdown saving effort tackles tonight.
Penalty.
And a
71.
penalty flag. Yep. Eric Ginn picking up the needless penalty, and that's going to make Ridgeview march backwards 15 yards.
The thing about the penalties we've seen tonight is they're not even good, smart plays. The plays are already over. We've seen Frontier hit Edwards well after the play, and then right there you see a push way after the play by Eric Ginn. So, I mean, you have to know what's at stake in a close game like this. You just moved your team back 15 yards, so now you're on the 33-yard line when you were on the 22. So it just, it doesn't make sense. Right here, the play's over right here.
It happens on the left side of the screen.
And we can't see this off our screen, but the play was well over. There was no need to even push the guy, and the referee's 3 guys sitting there.
3 guys out to the left right now. And who jumped first? Was it the touchdown scorer, Garrett Brown, for Frontier, or was it the offensive lineman for Ridgeview, Ishmael Samarone? They call the offside. So they get 5 of those 15-yard, 5 of them back with 10:05 left to go in the third quarter. 7 all, and penalties have been a major part of this game.
I got to correct my math. The 18-yard line with a 15-yard penalty. But they picked up 5 right there.
Oh, the behind-the-back handoff to Tripp. You don't see that very often.
Oregon runs that with Michael James sometimes.
That was brilliantly devised there by head coach Dennis Manning. I mean, you do not see that one very often. I mean, that's the first time I've seen it in high school football, as Ferguson dropped back and handed it off behind the back of Brandon Tripp.
Well, it went for no yards, so much for that innovation.
3rd and 16. And another penalty call on Eric Ginn. And we're going to take a look at that last handoff from Ferguson to Tripp. Watch this, Brian. That's old school right here.
Yeah, just go around, wrap it around.
Oh,
and
man.
You make them think you're going to throw a pass. And
that's awesome. What's not awesome is how far away Ridgeview is from the first down now. 3rd and 21. And Eric Ginn has amounted for, 15 plus 5, 20 yards of penalties on this drive alone for Ridgeview. Trips out to the left for Ferguson. And there was a twitch on the left side of the line. Nobody saw it. They run the screen pass to Tripp. Tripp almost falls down. Still on his feet. Tripp runs into his own man, plowing his way inside the 10-yard line. And that's going to be very close to the first down. But I'll tell you what, they got away with a false start on the left tackle.
Well, I'll tell you that. That's the difference between the one when Moya got caught up short. When I watched Tripp, look at the blocking downfield. One block. He runs through a tackle, another good block. And then right here, he's not trying to make guys miss. He's just going to power the ball towards that first down marker and first down Wolfpack.
First and goal from the 9. Ridgeview, 9 yards from pay dirt. As the motion man is Mason Edwards. They hand the ball off to Tripp up the middle. Flag down here on the near side. Tripp backs his way to the 5-yard line. Well, let's see what the penalty call is.
You know, Matt, if there's been one thing with Ridgeview in past games is they tend to do these little knick-knack plays, and I know with the coaching staff, I know they drill this. I know Coach Snead, he was the West High coach when I played, very disciplined teams. You know, sometimes the coach can say all they want to. The players got to make some plays. And these guys have to start concentrating and settle down because they now have cost themselves 25 yards in penalties.
Wow. There's an illegal shift call that time. First and goal from the 14. Frontier trying to pin their ears back, keep Ridgeview out of the end zone. Ferguson. They hand it off. It's Brock Martin. Martin tackled hard by B.J. Nard. Another penalty flag thrown at the 12-yard line right in the middle of the field. And I saw an offensive lineman laying on his stomach, which implies to me that a chop block was called. But let's see. Holding. How many yards is that now?
35 yards.
Jeez.
And that's, you can't win football games with that. And what I mean by that is, to show you how athletic Ridgeview is, they're able to make plays on short passes and pick up big yardage to offset these penalties, but you keep doing over and over. You don't have enough bullets to keep shooting yourself in the foot and move forward.
Eventually the revolver is going to run out. First and goal from the 23-yard line. Not something you see very often. Ferguson changing the formation. Mason Edwards heads out. And number 20, William Robertson, comes in. They hand it off. Martin once again. Martin tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Fumble on the play. And it was blown dead. And a penalty flag. And
there's a flag about something from head official Nick Ellis.
I think that Nick Ellis is going to give the flag. He's going to call the penalty against number 5, Jake Hanneman, who picked up the fumble. And you know, it's such an instinct, Brian, when you see the ball on the ground, even if you do hear a whistle, you see the pros do it, you see college guys do it all the time. You pick it up and you run, you run, you run. And Nick Ellis said, no, you're not doing that on my field. Because it's almost a form of showboating.
I don't know if I can go that far, but he called the penalty. It is the call he called. And so now it's second down and in goal.
Did he wave off the flag? He may have waved off the flag. Ferguson looks to the right side.
Double pass, wide open.
Touchdown, Ridgeview.
Now that's innovative play calling. And great job right there by Ridgeview. They've been hitting him with those little short passes. And Moya was a quarterback when he played Golden Empire Little League football, so he can throw. And great job, too, being sold by Edwards. He kind of came off like he's going to block and just slip back. And then right there, good job of alignment, nobody going downfield. And then right there, Shannon Edwards, touchdown.
So the Moya to Edwards connection, that's 6 points. And Reyes on to attempt the extra point. It's up, and it is good. Ridgeview takes a 14-7 lead.
You know, man, the thing too about Ridgeview is not only driving the ball, but they're taking a lot of time off the clock on their drive, so you're not getting enough time. And right there you see the crew talking to each other. You know, you got to start thinking things are going to get a little chippy, so they want to be on top of it and make sure everything's okay.
In a quarter that lasts only 12 minutes here in high school football, that drive lasted 5 minutes and 5 seconds. That is a lot of time to be taken off the clock. And, of course, all the penalties on that drive didn't necessarily help matters.
I mean, yeah, they went about as far back in penalties as they were going forward in that last few minutes.
Nonetheless, it ends in a touchdown for Shannon Edwards from the arms of Tyler Ferguson and Kamari Moya. Reyes will tee the ball about the 40-yard line. 6:55 remaining, third quarter here on the Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. We are here at Ridgeview High School. I'm Matt Alvarez alongside Brian Adams. Vance Palm all the way in Missouri tonight. Enjoying the family of his company, his sister, enjoying a doctoral, she got her a high doctoral praise.
Now you're a special teams guy. Who are we kicking the ball to?
You're going to kick it to the right side. You're going to keep it out of the hands of B.J. Nard, and that's what Reyes does. This is Hosey. And Hosey stuffed. Great kick coverage by Ridgeview. And they're going to pin Frontier at the 24-yard line. Let's see how Eddie Torres and company responds as they find themselves down for the first time in this game. 14-7 with 6:48 remaining in the third quarter.
Well, you know, right now, great coverage right there. You see, going to come in, and that's how you wrap up. Now you want plus teams. You want to get 3 and 4 and 5 guys going after that ball. And great job right there by the Ridgeview special teams. You know, and man, I think one thing that if you're Frontier, your strength has been your passing game. You got to figure out how to get some of your guys going. The running game has pretty much been stopped most of the time, as you see right there tonight. So they haven't had much room to run, and you see right there's Hosey's hitting the backfield and maybe snuck up for a yard. So you got to figure out something to get going in your passing game. You have B.J. Nard, you know, messed up the last time against a junior in Tevin Campbell, who has not had much experience in big games. You know, you would think you might want to put some pressure on him. They've tried a couple times. One pass was dropped. He covered good the other 2 times. So, you know, give him credit. He's playing well. But I think you got to get your playmakers the ball.
This is Hosey again. Hosey with some room up the right side. And he's taken down at the 36-yard line. Going to be good enough for a first down. And B.J. Nard, somewhat of a non-factor tonight, Brian. I mean, we haven't seen him make any highlight reel catches. I mean, they've only gone to him just a few times.
Yeah, you know, right here, right off tackle. Great job this time. Look at the Frontier guys, 3, 4, 5 yards downfield blocking. That's how you have to be if you want to get this running game going. Unfortunately for them, Ridgeview's done a great job of really stifling the run.
Another twitch on the offensive line goes uncalled. Hosey once again. 4-yard pickup. Simple yards, pounding it down the throat of this Ridgeview defense as the fog or smoke begins to linger right above Ridgeview High School from the barbecues.
And you gotta like the adjustment by Frontier on their running game. They tried to go up the middle, didn't work. Now they're kind of going a little bit off tackle, spreading it up so the running back can read and is getting them away from those linemen who are getting that penetration.
Torres has 2 receivers out to the right, 5:18 left to go in the third. Hosey's in the backfield. Torres looks, throws, finds B.J. Nard, the aforementioned Nard, and he picks up the first down, goes out of bounds. So Nard finally gets involved here with 5:09 left in the third, and Frontier down by 7.
You know, you talk about Nard, that's the 4th time I think they've gone to him. He dropped one, the big fade. Right here is just a quick hitter out there. It's the same play that Ridgeview just ran with. Martin got a big play, got away to hold right there. But good job right there of Nard picking up a first down. But I think you got to put the ball and get some touches with them somehow.
On their own 48, 1st and 10, they hand off to Hosey. Hosey has a big hole up the left side but didn't go for it. Instead, he went up the middle. Looks like he might have got the first down anyway.
See, they're neutralizing that quickness off the line straight ahead by the Ridgeview front guys, Pineda and Canterbury. So they're kind of making the big guys now have to run and go at an angle, and they're not showing the speed to go to that outside and cut off the runner.
1st and 10 for the 42. Finally, they're on the Ridgeview side of the ball. Torres hands off to Hosey again. Hosey up the right side, lowers his shoulders, gets up to the 45. Or the 35, rather. So a gain of 7 on that play. Be 2nd and 3 now for Ridgeview, or for Frontier.
Well, Frontier's made an adjustment now. Can Ridgeview's defense make an adjustment? They're now going from the point of attack being right in the middle of the field in between tackles. They're coming off the tackle on the outside, and they're making those big guys have to run.
2nd and 3. Torres hands off to Hosey once again. Right side once again. He takes a punishing hit by number 42, Mason Edwards. But he picks up the first down, and Frontier keeps the chains moving.
Head ref Nick Ellis is holding up 3, so it's got to be 3rd down. So he almost didn't get anything on that one.
From the angle that I'm looking, it looks like Nick Ellis is pointing down the field to the north, which is the way that Frontier is moving the ball right now. 3rd and 3 looks like. And they hand the ball off to the touchdown scorer of the night for Frontier, and I don't think he got it.
No, I don't even know if he got a yard, but that's talking about the strength of this Ridgeview defense are the two big fellas coming straight ahead and getting that penetration. They have not seemed to be able to adjust, as you see right there. Garrett Brown is down. Looks like he's probably got a few cramps, so hope he's able to walk it off and come back and get it going. He's played very hard tonight.
Favoring his left leg. Bit of a cooler night tonight, jacket weather. I might even say it's glove weather, but I'm a little bit of a wimp. Nice jacket.
Trying to serve me up. I'm not going for it tonight, Matt. I'm not going for it.
Nice jacket, by the way.
Thank you.
UCLA get up. Got my BC football red and white windbreaker on. 4th and 1. Big play here for the Frontier offense. Play fake. They had Nard wide open on the left side. Instead, they take the short route, and I don't think they got it.
They are short, and that's Tevin Keaton. I'm sorry, Tevin. You know I know you'll see every Sunday, but watch Tevin come up. He reads it. Great job right here. You're going to see him come up. He goes low. He wraps and keeps him short of the first down. That's picture perfect. That's textbook. Good coaching out there by Big Josh, teaching those corners up.
But how open was B.J. Nard on that play as Ridgeview, their offense, gets back out on the field? Look at the very top corner, very top right there. Nobody.
Yeah, there's a safety up top, though. They were in cover, too, so they got a safety that's going to roll over.
He would have had to roll over pretty quickly, though, because he was a good deal away from Nard. Nonetheless, Ridgeview takes over 1st and 10, and they go right back to work with Tripp, and Tripp powers his way up to the 39-yard line. The flag's down on the near side, though. Boy, when the Ridgeview offense gets on the field, the flags come out of the pockets of the referees.
They have to stop committing penalties.
Exactly. Another illegal shift. 5 more yards of penalties. I'm going to be anxious to see what the penalty yardage is at the end of this night. Got to be up there. Ridgeview had 35 yards of penalties in their last drive. 2:45 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Ridgeview with the ball. And they have a 7-point lead over the Titans. Both teams coming into this game 3-0. Ferguson with trips out to the left. Hands off. Kamari Moya. And Moya taken down after a gain of about 2 or 3. Going to be about 2nd and 12 for Ridgeview.
No, that was still Tripp on the run right there. Moya just came in now.
Tripp, rather, the workhorse of this Ridgeview offense as they run trips out to the left side with Tripp in the backfield. That could get confusing at times. They pitch to Moya on the left side. Moya, they had him in the backfield, but Moya escapes, gets all the way up to the 46-yard line. Boy, that penetration was there, but Moya made some shifty moves, picking up another Ridgeview first down.
You know, watch Moya right here. He's going to get a toss sweep out the left. So watch his ability to stop. He's going to put the brakes on, cut. And here goes another one, cut up, almost, the frontier guy took his own man out. And now this time, he's got to make a man miss because there's nowhere to go. And he was already past the first down marker. Great run by Moya.
First and 10 for the Wolfpack. Ferguson looks, throws, fires it deep. It's over his man's head, and it's picked off by B.J. Nard. Nard at the 20-yard line falls down. A good saving tackle there by number 16, Kiana Ramos. And Nard slow to get up.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Don't sit back down. Get on your feet and cheer with us.
The third interception of the night.
Well, right here, watch. The pass is going to be, see that comes in, that's going to force the pass. And then right there, he's not really open. You're throwing into multiple coverage. You know, and Ferguson's not having a good night tonight in the air. And I know he'll rebound, and it's like any quarterback, he'll bounce back. But, you know, right there, see Nard go down. We really don't see anything.
Oh.
You know, unless he's just cramping up.
Puts weight on his right foot. See if we see, he's still on the sidelines over here down below us, Brian. So that's going to be a hit to the Frontier offense trying to get more points on the board.
It looked like just cramping. And I'll tell you one thing, it's like Ridgeview just knows they have a good defense. And as soon as I say that, you see
Kyle Nixon
and
a hit out of bounds.
There. Oh, you got it. You got to know where you're at on the field.
Wow. More penalty yardage against the Wolfpack.
You know, Tavares, he have his hands up, but, I mean, it wasn't even close. You see right here. Now, where's the safety? Where are your linebackers at? Edwards forced the ball in. You have to have you guys coming. And then right here, he's going to be 1, 2, almost 3 steps out of bounds by the time he's hit. And then he took out somebody else too. But there's the laundry. But again, I was going to say, the one thing, Ridgeview's defense has been very good tonight. And let's see if they can keep it going, because they've been stellar in keeping the ball out of the end zone, except for that one series.
So Ridgeview will march up to the 22-yard line, or to the 30-yard line. That's where they'll start first and 10. Torres has Hosey in the backfield. 2 wide receivers out to the left. Now we get to see the Ridgeview defense pin their ears back like they've done so many times tonight, only limiting the Frontier offense to 7 points. Torres hands off to Hosey. Hosey gap filled nicely.
That's by Brock Martin right there. But see the difference this time, you see the safety, he comes into play. That last pass that they completed, there was no safety, no linebacker. Your corner came up, he forced the receiver inside, but where was the safety coming inside out? There was nobody there.
2nd and 8, 2-yard gain by Hosey. Twins out to the right side now, and they go back to B.J. Nard. Nard, nothing there, as guess who's on the play once again? It was Brock Martin.
You know, great job by Brock Martin, just fighting through the block to get to the tackle. You know, when you're going to throw those quick hitters like this, and I know everybody likes to throw them, you have to do it. Your receivers have to be good blockers, because essentially you're trying to say it's a running play, so you have to get those guys out there.
And with 3, 2, and 1 left on the clock, that is going to be the end of the third quarter. We'll be back with a very exciting fourth quarter here on the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week.
Bakersfield On Demand on Bright House Network's Digital Channel 300 brings you a look at community events in and around Kern County. Our area has a wide variety of local events like festivals, cook-offs, galas, parades, and much more. Bright House Networks invite you to tune to Bakersfield On Demand and see a sampling of Kern County events from the comfort of your own home. Make Bright House Network's Digital Channel 300 your portal to local programming.
There's a fresh new look at brighthouse.com. It's a bolder, swifter, more convenient online experience designed especially to make your life easier, offering quick access to your online account, effortless navigation, simplified searches, streamlined shopping, and much more. The new Bright House website, it's more than just a look. It's an easier way to get more from your entertainment at brighthouse.com. Visit us today.
Country by the Ridgeview Band. Hey baby, I want to know, would you be my girl? Screen pass, like you said, out to the left side, and Frontier's gonna score the touchdown. Can you believe that? Breaking tackles and making his way into the end zone is DJ Dawkins.
Well, somebody in the secondary, I know Big Josh, how he was as a player. He is not going to be happy with his secondary players and their tackling on that. Somebody's got to want to lay some wood and wrap up.
Frontier 1 point away from tying this game yet again. Tyler Kemka. And he got it. 14 all with 11:50 left to go. The first play of the fourth quarter goes for pay dirt for the Titans of Frontier High School. And, man, Dawkins made it look easy. It looked like he didn't try to juke or anything, Brian. He just went straight up the gut, and there he goes.
Yeah, we're going to see right here. Linemen have to recognize somebody. That's a screen. You got to retreat. You might be able to get that pick. And then right here we got one. He forces it in. That's what you're supposed to do. You got to get off the block. Now watch the tackling here. That's not a tackle. That's not a tackle. That's not a tackle. And then Keaton doesn't have a chance because he's already at the goal line. I mean, you have to be able to go up there and wrap up. This is big boy football, okay? This is not the Golden Empire, Jack Frost, or NOR League. You got to go up there, and you have to wrap up a back and drive on them. And if you can't bring them down, at least if you wrap up, Matt, you can wait till the troops come in to help you.
Exactly.
But the secondary tackling right there was atrocious.
14 all, 11:50 remaining here in this one. We talked about it in the pregame show. We talked about it before the kickoff here tonight. This had all the makings of a classic matchup, and that's what it's turning out to be thus far. Adam Hauk.
I didn't get a chance to read the paper, but I know probably we're thinking there's going to be quite a few touchdowns scored, but let's give credit to the defense. The defense has come to play. You know, again, we've seen the Ridgeview defense only give up 2 drives, and they had a great goal line stance right before the half. They've been a little more stingy, but the defense for Frontier has been just a turnover machine. They grabbed 3 interceptions now?
3 interceptions and a fumble.
I mean, they've done all they can to give the offense a chance to win the game.
6 total turnovers. Little miscommunication there by the Frontier kickoff unit and Adam Hauk. Again, Hauk went to the Alvarez kicking and punting school this summer.
Well, he's going to have to kick it again.
He might have to kick it from 5 yards further. Fortunately for him, that ball was caught 6 yards deep. So he may still have a chance for a touchback. Hauk, just a junior, 6'3", 224 pounds, and let me tell you, he has one of the best punting legs in Kern County for as young as he is. Will be an offside penalty, so it's going to move the kickoff back to the 35-yard line. About the guts of
Does he play
Frontier?
in other positions? He's like one of the biggest players on the team then.
I think he plays a little bit of linebacker. How about the guts of Frontier's kickoff unit here, kicking it right to Kamari Moya. He's been all over the field tonight. If they have the confidence in their kicker, though, that Howe can get it into the end zone.
He better. I would not give these guys a chance. This is what their thing is athleticism. And I'd be careful, too, with Shannon being where he's at. You never know. They might try some kind of reverse or something.
Big booming kickoff by Houck. It's
got
going to
it.
find its way into the end zone. So Houck says, you could give me all the offsides penalties you want. I'm still going to put it where I want. And the ball will be placed at the 20-yard line where Ridgeview will start. Tyler Ferguson, 3 interceptions on the night. The Ridgeview offense also a fumble.
You know, and this is our first night getting to see Tyler Ferguson this year. This is not a typical Tyler Ferguson night. But if you ever play sports, every night can't be a grand slam or a great night. And one thing I like is he hasn't gotten down, and he's still being a leadership in the huddle. You see what he's doing. He's getting his team in there, and he's been still getting them in the pay dirt. So you got to give him credit for that. And, you know, anything can happen. A few weeks ago, we saw a team do nothing and go in overtime, beat Centennial.
Tripp shakes off a tackle, shakes off another one, gets about 7 yards on the left side of the field. Going to go down officially as a gain of 6. Tripp, they go right back to their workhorse, Brandon Tripp, who's picked up a heck of a lot of yards tonight.
Yeah, you know, he's got to be closing in near the 100-yard mark at some point. Man, I'd be surprised if he wasn't, because, you know, he's ripped off some 12 and 14 and 8s. I don't think we've seen him yet get tackled. Tripp in the backfield where he's lost yards.
Second and 4, rather. Ferguson pass over to the far side, wide open to Shannon Edwards. He's going to go out of bounds with the first down at the 38. Quick little hitch pattern. And Ridgeview picks up the first down, trying to respond to this Frontier touchdown.
And I like that adjustment on that pass right there. Your quarterback's been a little bit shaky tonight. You get them a nice, easy completion. Like anybody else, like good shooters in basketball, they start seeing that ball go in, that ball be caught, and that confidence goes out because he's definitely a gunslinger.
Trips to the right. Tripp in the backfield for Ferguson. And he has trouble holding on to the snap, and that's a busted play, and it's going to go down as a sack behind the line of scrimmage. That's Garrett Brown again, making the play defensively for Frontier. Watch this, Brian. He had a little trouble holding on to the ball.
Yeah, that one just was almost doomed from the start, and he almost made it worse, but was able to hold it. And you talked about gunslingers. I got a chance right at halftime to talk to one of the best gunslingers, and that's Cody Kessler, the USC Trojan. So we always tease each other when we see, because he had his USC stuff, my UCLA. So, but he's a good kid, good family.
This is Brock Martin taken down behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, they throw these passes, they flirt with disaster. They throw them so far behind the line that it's a lot of ground for Martin to cover just to get back to the line of scrimmage. And I think he might have just gotten back. It's going to be 3rd and 12.
If he did that, you know, and you and Vance know. I mean, I know that's the popular throw, but I don't think when it was designed, it was meant to be a steady diet in your offensive passing plan. But for a lot of teams in this area, they throw that a lot. That's part of their main passing plan.
3rd and 12. Big third down for the Frontier defense. Ferguson, pressure, sacked. Who else but the defensive mastermind Garrett Brown picking up the sack, and Ridgeview forced into a punting formation. If I'm correct, this is their first punt of the game for Ridgeview.
And you got to give credit right there to the Frontier defense for stepping up. You know, and right there, that's the situation where your quarterback has nothing to do, and it's Ginn getting beat. You know, we talked about Tyler having a stellar night. This hasn't been Ginn's best performance either. He's a really good player.
Moya gets off a good punt. Nixon takes it at the 38. And he's tackled right around that same area by Brock Martin. So Frontier holds, forces a punt, And they'll take over at the 36-yard line, trying to break the even score here. 14-all with 9:10 left to go in the fourth quarter. I'm Matt Alvarez alongside Brian Adams on top of the scissor lift up here at Ridgeview High School.
You know, my question, Matt, is how long can your defense keep playing at this higher level and stopping the Frontier offense? I think Frontier feels they got some things going. They were able to figure some things out. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see another screen pass somewhere in this series to go against that pressure from the front guys of Ridgeview.
1st and 10, Torres comes back out. Got a late addition to the Frontier offense. It's Justin Cash. And it's going to be a timeout. Coach Cornford going to rethink things here on the Frontier sideline. Brian, who does UCLA have?
Washington State, so they might get a win.
Oh, yeah. But you love those Wazoo weekends.
Well, I tell you, you guys give me some faulty equipment. I can't even sit down. The armrest breaks. You know, I lean back just to zip my pocket, and then the back of the chair pops off. You know, it's a long fall down, you know.
I heard screws.
Hope I paid my insurance up for my kids.
I heard screws and bolts falling on the scissor lift on the ground up here. Brian, that is the color analyst chair, the color commentator's chair. So for once, I'm happy to be the play-by-play because.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, only because he has all those years of seniority on you, I'd have switched that chair up in a minute. I told Vance you'd have been stuck with this one, old boy.
Never a dull moment up here, 35 feet in the air. Torres rolls out, and he had his man wide open and dropped it. Dropped.
You're exactly right.
By Colton Foster, the tight end.
You couldn't get more wide open than Colton was right there, and it's just a situation where, you know, the ball gets dropped, you know, right in the hands.
Unfortunate drop there. It's going to be 2nd and 10, though. And that, I mean, Foster was wide open. He could have been going down. He could have been still running right now, the big boy.
Well, the way the Wolfpack tackled the big fella Dawkins last time, he might have still been running.
2nd and 10. They run a bubble screen to Nard. B.J. Nard. He gets up to the 39-yard line. So pickup of 2 yards with 8:45 left to go.
You know you have all these stats. I like to just see how many yards that little bubble screen averages when you're playing against teams that are equal to you, not when you're playing with teams that you can overpower or out athlete.
Boy, cold chill just dropped in right on us as Eddie Torres.
Oh, he's wide open again.
And who was he aiming for? It doesn't matter because the pass was dropped anyway. And I think there's a flag down on the play. I saw a flag in the backfield. Yep, there it is. Oh, man, it just got real chilly up here.
Oh, they called a chop block, so that's going to move him back even further.
You know, the wind has been pretty calm tonight, Brian. I mean, obviously we've seen games where the wind has affected the flight of the ball, both off the foot of a kicker or off the arm of a quarterback, and it's going to be a decline penalty, so it's still going to be 3rd and 8, but now the wind's starting to pick up a bit, coming from the southeast, blowing northwest. 4th down, Ridgeview holds. They're going to force a punt here by Adam Howe.
See, I wouldn't go back that far. I wouldn't drop back that far the way he punted last time. It looks like he's trying to go more short and high to get the coverage down. I would cheat up just a little bit.
And you're talking about Shannon Edwards. How high punt. And that's going to take a bounce. And it takes a bounce to the 22-yard line. Ridgeview's defense does well in holding the Frontier offense after Frontier forced Ridgeview to their first punt of the evening. But now Ridgeview has the ball again. Tyler Ferguson goes back to work at the 22-yard line.
Well, one thing Coach Snead has found out is he has a defense.
Oh, yeah.
They can play defense. Now, the question is, can the offense get out of their own way and start doing some things and getting some plays in a row now and may have some success and put the points on the board. Because Coach Manning, they've had the opportunity, yardage-wise, they've gained a bunch of yards, but they just haven't been able to score.
Well, the average margin of victory for Ridgeview this season is somewhere around the 45-point mark. So far, they've been limited to 14. Screen pass and sniffed out perfectly by Matt Bushnell, as the pass was intended for Brandon Tripp out of the backfield, and he bobbled it a bit. Bushnell made sure he didn't make the catch.
Well, that was a great job of reading the screen. It looked like he kind of just was spying the running back. And that time when the running back came out of the backfield and went out, he was right there and able to make a play.
Andy. Right now.
If you'd have caught him, Matt, it would have been a short gain. So great job by Bushnell there.
8:07 left to go, fourth quarter. Trips out to the left for Ferguson. One man here at the bottom, that's Moya. Tripp in the backfield. Ferguson drops back, looks to the left. Now he runs, now he throws, he finds Moya. Moya cuts back to the inside, and Moya picks up the first down, still on his feet, and dragged out of bounds at the 40-yard line by a good tackle from B.J. Nard.
And good job, too, of Ferguson of escaping, having his composure right here. He knows the pressure, he steps up. Now look at his head downfield, throws the ball out. Good catch. Now, this is where you can take a chance. It's only a second down, make somebody miss, but look how he's learned. Now he's going to get upfield. He didn't try to do any more jukes. Picked up as much yards as he can. Great job right there by Moya.
Oh, great camera angle, too, by Tony down there. 7:58 on the clock, 14 all. Ridgeview trying to drive against the stymied Frontier defense. They hand the ball off to Moya. Moya has nowhere to go. He is met in the backfield by 4 Titans. Talk about defensive penetration. That is how they draw it up in the football textbook.
Yeah, and that's the situation right there where there was nowhere to run. And great job right there by the defense, way to get across the line, get the penetration. And then a great job of knowing you have an elusive back, of not going for any of the head and shoulder fakes and just staying home and then corralling him.
2nd and 12 is listed on the scoreboard. Trips to the right for Ferguson. Nard goes back deep into coverage. They do another handoff behind the back, and this one goes to Moya on the left side. Moya gets stood up by Nixon, but he may just have enough to get the first down. Let's see where they mark the ball. Nope, going to be short. It'll be short. About 3rd and 2 for Ridgeview. So again, Ridgeview in a difficult 3rd down situation. Frontier's defense looking to step up to the challenge.
Right, but 3rd and 2, that's what you want, because you can do anything at this point. I can run, I can pass. You're off balance. You don't know what I'm going to do. And I have 3 different guys that can get the ball. Kill time out, settle down, and figure out what's going on. You had, Tripp was on the sideline getting fixed up, taped or something, so they didn't have all their pieces in play. But now he's back out there. Just take your time. And the main thing is right here is get the plays you want, because you can probably do anything on this situation. You can hit that little quick hitch, because they're probably going to play off. Worried about Shannon Edwards' speed. I put him on the short side of the field, so he's on the shorter throw on that hitch. They're not going to come up tight on Shannon Edwards right now. They're going to play off, give him some space. You can hit that quick hitter, and you got 2 backs you can go to. So the playbook is wide open, and Dennis Manning, I think, has done a masterful job tonight of calling some plays and orchestrating the offense. Unfortunately, they just had a lot of penalties that hurt them, and the interceptions and fumble.
Conversely, on the other side of the ball, Rich Cornford has had his defense step up to the task. I mean, at the beginning of the game, you would have thought that Ridgeview might have run away with this one because of the way that they were moving the ball down the field on this Frontier defense, but Frontier has been equal to the task.
Well, they've been a bend and don't break. Remember, they only forced 1 punt in the whole game.
And they've been opportunistic, taking advantage of 4 Ridgeview turnovers and shooting yourself in the foot, as a false start penalty is going to be called against Ridgeview. So now it goes from 3rd and 2 to where you can do run, you could pass it. Now you only really have one option.
But when they've been passing the ball, look for a screen play or maybe that little out they do when Ferguson rolls out. I would look at that. But you definitely took your advantage away.
Ferguson has Tripp in the backfield, and Twins, check that. Edwards out to the right. 3rd and 6. Ferguson rolls to the right, throws to the right. It's going to be caught by Edwards. He'll go down with the first down in hand, all the way down to the 45-yard line.
Sometimes as you commentate, you're just getting lucky. But that's what they were doing. You had the isolation, the roll to right, and grit throw this time. Wasn't late. It was right on time. Shannon did a great job of securing the catch first. You're going to see right here, he had to pull up because of the defender in his face. Good throw. It's a long throw.
Oh, yeah.
Now, good job of securing the ball. And here you go right here. I got the first down, and there's no need to keep going further. And let's keep the chains moving and see if we can't get our running game pounding them down again.
1st and 10 from the 45. Tripp, the ball carrier, cuts to the right, and he's going to get swallowed up. Gain of maybe 2 on the play. Oh, no, check that. A gain of 7. Looking at the wrong yard line. Tripp, another big run on first down. As the clock continues to tick down near the 5-minute, 40-second mark.
I mean, they've only stopped him on first down like maybe 4 times the whole game. And he's getting the ball, so somehow this front has to get a little bit better if they want to try to keep this game tied and give their defense a chance to win. There you go.
Oh, they pitch it. They faked the handoff to Tripp, and they pitched it to Brock Martin, who's swallowed on the right side.
I'll tell you, Shannon's mad at himself because he knows he blew that one. He's been blocking good all night long, and this time he wasn't able to hold his block, and that's what caused the play to get foiled.
You see they fake the handoff up the middle, then they go outside.
So you'll see Shannon right here. See, he missed his block, and you can tell he knows it.
That's always a bad thing to watch in the film as well if you're a wide receiver, because you know it's coming up.
Yeah, but in that one, when you have that delayed, it's a little bit longer block. But you have to make it right there. The execution becomes key.
3rd and 3. Ferguson rolls. Ferguson throws. It's batted up in the air and incomplete.
There's a flag, and the corner pushed Shannon late after the pass was gone. And the ball's on the ground. And I know the fans are going to boo, but you got to give this crew credit. They've been consistent with that call.
Nick Ellis just called pass interference. Did he mean maybe a personal foul for a late hit, or was it actually a pass interference call?
I think it's calling a personal foul. The flag was thrown afterwards.
And Rich Cornford certainly wants an explanation over here on the near sideline. Well, the crew's talking about it.
I thought they were calling the push after the play because that's what they've been calling all night long. Now, then they called a pass interference, so I'm not sure what the call is. But you'll see right here, this time they were in a cover 2, so he's not going to be able to get open like that on that short pass. And you're going to see right here, ball's in the ground, and there's the push right there. And they've been calling that consistent all night.
And that's 33. That's Matt Bushnell.
That's the same call they called on Ginn, earlier. So, I mean, they've been calling that consistently all night.
Yeah, well, what they can't do here, Brian, is they can't call a personal foul after the play. Even though Nick Ellis signaled pass interference, I'm sure that the other official meant it was a personal foul late hit. And you can't reverse that call. I mean, because that's a judgment call. You make that call, you have to stick with it. So it is going to be a penalty against Frontier.
Well, unless they just decide, they're going to say no penalty. Somebody's not going to be happy right now.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It's been a penalty-filled game thus far. They're moving the ball back to the original line of scrimmage, though, which was the 38-yard line. And now they're marching it off. It was, Mr. Ellis still hasn't made the official signal, and here we go. Pass interference call. So a pass interference is going to be the official call. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 for Ridgeview at the 38. So nonetheless, the penalty flag was thrown. Another case of mental mistakes and shooting yourself in the foot. Ferguson, 2 split out to the left. They hand the ball off to Martin. Martin slips behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to be taken down for a loss.
Now, maybe what they were calling the pass interference is Shannon Edwards ran up and ran the hits. The defensive back was on him, and like he was grabbing a little bit. And then we can see in our replay, if we get it here, and we can kind of just slow it down. You see right there, you see the defender right there is around him, wrapped around him. So, I mean, but he let go later, so I don't know what the call is. But that could have been it, too, that he was grabbing it. I guess more in college it would have been called a holding.
Ferguson goes to the right side. That ball is dropped by Shannon Edwards, and that was dangerously close to being behind the position of the throw, which would have resulted in a fumble. A 3rd and 12 coming up for Ridgeview. My only guess on that pass interference call was that the referee was trying to reach for his flag and couldn't pull it out in time.
He definitely had bumped and put his hands on him before, and then he kind of let him go and then made the play. So it was definitely some contact, but I don't, that's the only way I could think it.
3:59 left to go in the 4th. 14 all in what has been a stellar football game here on the southwest side at Ridgeview High School. Ferguson, 2 split off to the left. He sends Martin in motion. They hand off. A reverse pass once again. Looking for Martin. Picked off! It's picked off by Nixon. And Ferguson's 4th interception of the game.
That wasn't Ferguson. That was the one the back's throwing the ball.
Let me rephrase that. Ridgeview's 4th interception of the game.
Okay, right here is Moya again. I mean, his guy's not even there yet. He threw right into double coverage. And that's a situation where when you run those trick plays, either they're wide open or they're not. So give the defense, Coach Cornforth's defense and Frontier, credit for staying at home and not getting fooled twice.
Absolutely, but check this out, Brian. Nixon intercepts it in the end zone. All he has to do, he's got to be aware of his surroundings too, right, as the defender. Right there, he's in the end zone. That's when he establishes forward momentum. If he goes down there, they get it at the 20, but instead they're at the 2 as the handoff goes to Hosey, and he picks up a couple.
Well, I think they got to are you going to try to go and score and win this game outright? Because the one thing is you don't want to do is go a quick 3 and out and kick the ball back and give Ridgeview a chance.
Yeah, Ridgeview 2 timeouts, Frontier 2 timeouts, clock ticking at 3:25. Torres in the I formation as he's been all night. Hands off to Hosey again. Hosey up the right side. Stayed on his feet, but the troops rallied. Took him down on the play. Now the clock will stop as they bring it up near the 1st down marker. It's going to be short of the 1st down, according to the public address announcer here at Ridgeview. Going to be just short, though. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Titans. And now they're going to ask for a measurement. 3:09 left to go. Frontier has picked off Ridgeview 4 times. 3 of those have been interceptions. They've also induced 2 turnovers by way of fumble. So 5 total turnovers on the night for Ridgeview. And, Ridgeview hasn't been 4 total
picks,
turnovers.
1 fumble.
4 picks, 1 fumble. 5 total turnovers on the night for Ridgeview. And it is going to be a 1st down. Check that out. And like you said, Brian, it would have been bad for Frontier to have to try to go for a 3rd and 1, not get it, and then punt the ball. Against the wind here, blown a little bit. Kind of died down from earlier. Nonetheless, 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. They've got 87 yards to go to hit pay dirt. And they have 3 minutes and 6 seconds to do it, but 2 timeouts. And a darn good quarterback in Eddie Torres. I formation. Torres looks to pass, throws. It's caught by Nard. B.J. Nard still on his feet. Nard. Oh, he wanted to get up, but his elbow had hit the ground, so that constitutes being down on the play. Clock still running. We haven't seen as much of Nard as we would have thought we would have seen tonight, as you see the sweaters and the fans trying to keep warm on this cool night. Torres. 2nd and 2 from the 21. Torres hands up to Hosey. And Hosey gets a couple yards on the play. It's probably good enough for the first down. And you know what? Correct myself, it's not. It's going to be 3rd and 2 for Frontier.
Well, Matt, right here, if you're Ridgeview's defense, you want to get one big stop right here and give your offense one more chance.
Big play for both sides right at the 20-yard line. And a timeout. And it's going to be taken by the Titans. So I think you're right, Brian, by them using a timeout then at this moment in time with 1:43 left to go in the game, I think that they're just going to be content to get another first down and then maybe just run the clock out and hope for overtime.
Well, I think that's what they're going to have to do. I don't think you want to try anything foolish, really try to go downfield, but I've run my mouth before and somebody's done something and made it happen. A few weeks ago, we were saying the game was over at Centennial, and then they get a long pass for a touchdown. So who knows? But the bottom line right now is if you're Coach Cornford and staff, you know, you want to make sure you try to get this first down, keep the clock rolling, don't give their offense a chance. And if you're Ridgeview, you need to get a stop right here, and then you're going to have a chance to at least have the ball back with a little bit over a minute to go.
Other games tonight in the area, North is at West, Taft at East, Stockdale is at Buchanan, Rosamond at Tehachapi, Foothill at Golden Valley, and Tulare Union at Delano. A lot of teams had byes this week as they open up league play next week. The best team in the Valley right now, Bakersfield High School, was one of them. Torres sends Nard in motion on 3rd and 3. Back to pass. Torres looking now, rolls out to the right. He's going to take it himself. He's going to pick up the first down. And the clock will keep moving once the chains are set back into their place.
That was a smart decision right there by Torres. He didn't force anything, which could have led to an interception or anything could have happened. He's just going to pick the ball down and go for a first down. Right here, he's rolling. He wants to throw it. Nobody's open. Doesn't force it. Now he's just going to cut up field, gets down here, and picks up a first down. And, you know, now they can do anything.
Pass falls incomplete. That was intended for Justin Cash on the left side.
You know, and good close right there by Tevin Keaton. You know, Tevin Keaton's done a good job tonight of being right there and closing when guys are caught in the ball in front of him.
1:20 on the clock, 14 all. Frontier trying to drive at least for a shot at a game-winning field goal attempt, or maybe they're going to go for the end zone. Torres back to pass. He looks to the left side, picked off, intercepted. It's Kamari Moya. And just like you said, Brian, they throw the ball, it's picked off, and Ridgeview with a perfect shot to put the nail in the coffin here with 1:13 left.
Man, you just got to understand what your situation is. You know, what I don't understand is either if that's what they're going to do after they got that first down, they might have been a little more aggressive. But great job right there by Moya. You know, Moya's had one of those games where he's done something great, done something bad, done something great, done something bad, and right there something great. Way to read the quarterback's eyes, and he gets a big interception, and he's put Ridgeview right now with 2 timeouts, 1:13, in the perfect position.
As Brian said, 2 timeouts left as they bring somebody in off the bench. Ferguson trips to the right. From the 27-yard line, they hand the ball off to Tripp, and Tripp.
You got to be calling timeout right here. Unless he already has a play. Now, if he's going to go up and run a play, that's fine, too.
Well, unless they have a lot of faith in their kicker, because from that point, that would be a 44-yarder.
You know, this is where I like to see them maybe hold the corner down and go one-on-one against that safety and try to run a corner route with Shannon for a touchdown right there.
Trips to the right again. Ferguson pitches to Tripp. Tripp fumbles the ball. Ferguson falls on it at the 37-yard line, and now they'll need to use a timeout, and that's exactly what they do.
Well, their execution in the second half has not been good except for the one. Well, even the one when they scored, they had 30 yards and penalties. You know, Ridgeview, they have the athletes and they have the talent to run the table if they can get through the night. But they're going to have to get better on their execution and their focus.
3 turnovers tonight by Ferguson.
2 by Moya.
2 by Moya. I mean, there's just been a bundle of turnovers tonight.
That's
bundle
not
of
including
penalties.
the penalties.
Yeah, the penalties are one of the main focal points tonight, as Ridgeview's been penalized 16 times for 7,000 yards. I mean, seemingly, Brian, you counted it off on a couple drives ago back in the third quarter that Ridgeview had 35 yards of penalties.
And they still scored.
Yeah, in one drive. They still scored, and it's 14-all with 35 seconds left here.
That's how talented these guys are, Matt. I mean, they're that talented athletically. I mean, you look at their bodies. You got some Division I bodies on these guys and players. You know, again, what I don't like is can you max protect with this setup?
Ferguson back to pass. Blitz comes backside. Ferguson throws it, and it's caught by his lineman. That's going to be a penalty. No doubt that'll be a penalty right now. If I were Tripp, I would just hit the ground before more time runs off the clock, and he does. That is what is called an ineligible receiver, if there ever was one. If you're Ferguson, you just got to eat it right here, right, Brian?
What do you have to lose, really? I mean, he had his
well,
back there.
You've got 15 yards to lose from that point.
Yeah, but you 22 seconds. It's already third down. If you take a sack there, it's fourth down. It's the same difference.
We are 22 seconds from doing the second overtime game of the season here on Bright House Networks. And in all of your years of doing Bright House Networks football, Brian, have you ever done much less 1 but 2 overtime games in a single season?
Well, I have to defer to Bernie and Zach. Have we had – I don't remember. I know we probably have had 1, but I know not 2 in one season.
Zachary Flores, as Vance likes to call him, the Godfather, is our director tonight. Bernard Johnson is on the camera lift directly to our right, and a timeout taken by Ridgeview there. You know, what do they have to lose at this point? It's 4th and 32, and there's 22 seconds left on the clock. So what are your options here, Brian? You're at the 50-yard line. You could punt it, risk it getting blocked,
you
risk
have
it getting
to punt the ball.
Yeah, risk it getting returned for a touchdown. But I mean, you don't have an option. There it is. You got.
I'm going to take my chance with my athletes. They're not going to run 90 yards back on me. Now, can you stop them from blocking the punt? This is why I said before that last snap, can you protect well enough with that formation? You know, sometimes, we like to spread out, but put somebody in, give another blocker, because with that cover 2, you can run a 2-man route. J.J. Stokes made a living, became an All-American versus cover 2 by some of us running the short route, holding that corner, and then he goes one-on-one on the safety. Depending on where that one is, he can go post or he can go corner.
How is J.J. these days?
He's doing good. He's doing Fox Sports on the away games.
Oh, and a shank. Moya shanked it off to the left side, only about a 12, or let's see where the ref marks it off. The ball was spotted at the 50. A 15-yard punt. That's going to be fielded at the 35. That's where Frontier will take over with 14 seconds left. And I think for all intents and purposes, Rich Cornford's going to be happy to just sit on this one and let overtime take its course.
Well, I don't know. I mean, where you're at, how good of a field goal kicker does Frontier have? Do you know anything about their field goal kicking game?
As a matter of fact, I do not. That is Tyler Kempka. I know Hauk worked with us in the summer on field goals. However, he is the main punt and kickoff guy for Frontier. I know Hauk's got a heck of a leg, though.
Well, if you get the ball down far enough, you have a timeout. I mean, you could conceivably throw the ball down inside the 30, get a catch, and then call timeout and just take one chance at kicking the ball.
Trips to the left. Eddie Torres under center. 14 seconds left. Torres. Rush comes. Torres fires it. It's almost picked off by Moya. Intended for Nixon on the near side, and with 6 seconds left, and Rich Cornford almost getting another interception, almost witnessing another interception by this Ridgeview defense. You've got to think that maybe now he'll just take a knee.
Well, I mean, there's nothing really. Let's say Moya picks the ball off right here. It's 6 seconds. What in the Ridgeview passing game tonight even gives you any confidence that they're going to throw a ball 50 yards and score?
So you have to throw an out route at this point is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying if he'd have got the interception, Ridgeview has it on the 50-yard line, let's just say. They haven't been able to protect well enough to even get the pass off downfield with 6 seconds left. The game would run out anyway.
This will be the last play of regulation, and we will go to overtime for the second time here on Bright House Network's high school football game of the week this season. So we'll be back for overtime. You're watching the Bright House Network's high school football game of the week.
Bakersfield On Demand on Bright House Network's Digital Channel 300 brings you a look at community events in and around Kern County. Our area has a wide variety of local events like festivals, cook-offs, galas, parades, and much more. Bright House Networks invite you to tune to Bakersfield On Demand and see a sampling of Kern County events from the comfort of your own home. Make Bright House Network's Digital Channel 300 your portal to local programming.
There's a fresh new look at brighthouse.com. It's a bolder, swifter, more convenient online experience designed especially to make your life easier, offering quick access to your online account, effortless navigation, simplified searches, streamlined shopping, and much more. The new Bright House website, it's more than just a look. It's an easier way to get more from your entertainment at brighthouse.com. Visit us today.
Bakersfield On Demand on Bright House Network's Digital Channel 300 brings you a look at community events in and around Kern County. Our area has a wide variety of local events like festivals, cook-offs, galas, parades, and much more. Bright House Networks invite you to tune to Bakersfield On Demand and see a sampling of Kern County events from the comfort of your own home. Make Bright House Network's Digital Channel 300 your portal to local programming.
There will be no kissing of anyone's sister tonight. There will be no ties. This game will be finished. There will be a winner. There will be a loser. One of these teams will be 3-1. The other will be 4-0. Welcome back to the high school football game of the week. It's overtime here at Ridgeview High School. I'm Matt Alvarez alongside Brian Adams, who usually is on the sidelines. Brian, how are you enjoying the view up here tonight?
I am loving it up here tonight, and it's been fun being with you. Last year we were together for a playoff game, and here we are again tonight, and it's been a pleasure. Doing a great job here steering the ship.
Well, I appreciate it, Brian. I learned from the best. You have taught me well. Last year we saw the emergence of DJ Martin.
Yes, we did.
Up on the scissor lift at Stockdale High School when they played Buchanan and won. Now, with the whole DJ Martin situation going down this year, it's certainly shaken up the standings in the rankings as we have the team captains meet at midfield. Again, 14-all. Frontier scored first. Ridgeview scored twice after that. And Frontier scored the final touchdown of regulation. There will be no time put up on the clock for overtime. As you see Tyler Ferguson, this was the first interception that should have been an interception return for a touchdown. However, there was an inadvertent whistle as DJ Dawkins goes all the way into the end zone, Brian.
You know, Frontier's probably saying, hey, we get that call, we win the game. And Ridgeview saying, if we just score on any of these times we're down here, we win the game. You know, here's another interception right here. That's where Moya fell down. Ferguson threw it, and that was the second interception. Again, where there have been no signs of Frontier stopping them. And then Frontier comes back, and they're going to throw an interception. This is that one that post was open, thrown too late. The one-hand interception by Moya with the pirouette. And again, what I'm saying about Moya. Moya gives you such great explosive plays, and then he came back tonight. He was hot and cold. Great play. Then he comes back with an interception or a fumble, and that's him right there with the fumble. So, and then this might have been what saved Ridgeview's season from having a chance for undefeated. Right here when Brock Martin is going to run down and then pile drive him in the ground and save the touchdown. And here's your interception. It seals it.
Yeah, that was
right there.
That was right
great
after.
Job by the linebacker seeing that play and intercepting. That's Ramos. And here we go again, going back, get the pressure off the end, the lack of protection, and then Nard gets interception, just like playing receiver right there when it's thrown out. That's always fun for defensive back to get an easy one like that. And then here we go again. Here's Moya. He comes back. Shannon's never open. They didn't fall for it. Interception again. Young people at home, when you're the guy throwing the ball, trick plays are either wide open or not. And then here goes the one right that could have set up a chance for Ridgeview to win. Moya coming back. So this has been Moya's night, either good or bad. It's been Moya's night.
Well, if I count that right, that was 35 total interceptions in this game by both teams. And the ball will be placed on the 25-yard line on the near side of the field, the south side, right where we are. It's going to be right below us, the action happening right below us, thank goodness, because it was getting kind of hard to see all the way down on the other side of the field. Ridgeview will be on defense. Check that. Frontier will be on defense. Ridgeview will be on offense. So I'm going to assume that Frontier won the coin toss and elected to go on defense. And Brian, tell us a little bit about why the winning team of the coin toss wants to go on defense first.
Well, one thing is if you hold them from scoring or they only score 3 points, you can win the game when you get the position, you know, the next possession. So that's why a lot of teams do it. And right now, let's just face it, Frontier's defense hasn't stopped them gaining yards, but they stopped them from scoring. That's the most important thing.
First play from overtime, it's Tripp. Brandon Tripp breaks a tackle, gets all the way up to the 13-yard line, flagged down at the end of the play. And we'll see what the flag was. If it's on Frontier, it's going to be a half the distance to the goal kind of penalty.
Oh, they come helmet to helmet, it looks like.
Let's see. Nick Ellis talking. And it's going to be a personal foul. Yep, helmet-to-helmet contact. Let's
see right here is going coming down. And, that's close. I mean, I didn't see it on that one, but that's what they called. So Frontier is definitely not going to be happy, you know, with some of the things that how they gone. But that's the game. You know, Matt, you've been in a lot of games. I've been in a lot of games. The calls don't always go the way you think they should. But John Wooden, I was reading one of his books, and he said he was – wait for this play right here. Good job right there by Frontier. John Wooden said in one of his books that he was complaining about a call. That's why he stopped complaining. He comes down, he tells the official, he said, hey, that was a horrible call. You know, you're not giving me a break. It wasn't a foul on us. He goes, Coach, there's 12 guys on that bench and 3 coaches think it was a great call. And that's when he realized somebody's going to like the call in competitive sports. Just may not be you.
There you go. Words of wisdom for the great UCLA head coach John Wooden. 2nd and goal from the 8. Tripp takes it right up the gut. Tripp goes in for the touchdown. And Ridgeview puts up a 6th spot here in overtime.
And Matt, let's give Coach Manning and his staff some credit on this on the offense. They did what got them going down the field early in the game. They went back to just powering the ball in between those tackles with Tripp. And Tripp runs hard, and you got to like the way he runs. And this is an all-important kick right here, though, Matt.
This is Reyes. attempting the extra point. Snap good, hold good, kick is up, it is good. Ridgeview 21, Frontier 14. So now Frontier knows what they have to do, Brian, and that's the reason why they elected to play defense to start off overtime.
Well, I'll tell you on this right here, you're going to the strength. This Ridgeview defense has been a stalwart all night. I mean, you think about it, they gave up 2 drives all night long. Ridgeview has driven the ball up and down. I mean, they just had a problem once they got over the 30. Once they got over the 30, they just struggled, you know, whether it be turnovers, whatever. But look for Ridgeview defense to let loose. I think they have to go back. They're going to run the ball to that little stretch play when they were moving it out and getting away from those 2 big tackles and able to cut and pick up some good yardage.
Torres has Hosey in the backfield. Twins out to the left side for the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for Frontier, their first possession of overtime. Hosey has a big hole. It's hit hard by Brock Martin after a pickup of 4 yards on the play. Martin has done such a great job of filling the holes tonight from the strong safety position.
Crowd, this game is not over. If you're sitting down, get up. Come on, guys. Come on.
2nd and 7. 23-yard line.
Who's the corners?
And timeout taken by Dennis Manning. You're right, there was a lot of defensive confusion there as we're going to take another look at the touchdown play that Ridgeview went up by 7 on.
Just straight power football right coming at you. Can you stop him? And then they don't have a chance. He's too big, too powerful, you know, because of, you know, I'm saying Ridgeview, they're discombobulated on defense, but, you know, Tevin Campbell was the corner out there earlier, and he wasn't on the field. And I don't know what defense they were going to. He just came back on, so that just looked messed up from the get-go. And the last time they weren't ready. So now they're out. They got the normal personnel, but they were not ready to go. And I think they only get 1 timeout, don't they, in the overtime?
1 timeout per overtime. So if we go into a second overtime, Ridgeview will be replenished with another timeout. But they just use theirs just in case they need another one. If they have any more personnel problems, they're out of luck.
Oh, yeah, they are. You're going to take the penalty.
22-yard line. 2nd and 7 for Frontier. Twins out to the right. Freddie Torres.
See, again, they don't know what they're doing again.
Torres
Ball's
throws it up for Nixon. Nixon
good play
almost
by Moya.
made the catch. And Moya knocked it out of his hands. It's going to be 3rd and 7 for Frontier.
Well,
what a defensive play.
Like I said, he's been great. He's been spectacular, and then he's been, oh, my goodness.
Right.
But, I mean, right here, he's back to Mr. Spectacular. And watch Moya right here. He's in good position. He just reads the receiver coming in, and the receiver try to come down with his hands. One of the things that they teach at the next level is when you go up on that is you go up and cradle it with 2 hands and you snatch it.
Trips to the right for Torres, 3rd down and 7. Torres rolls to the right. Plenty of time. Torres still looking. He goes out of bounds.
4th down.
Great defensive coverage by Ridgeview. And at the 20-yard line, it's going to be 4th and 5. If they pick up 5, it goes on. If they get in the end zone, it goes on. If they fail to pick up 5 yards, it's over.
And I'll tell you this, give credit to the secondary. That's when your secondary is covering everybody. There's nowhere to throw. That's the play where the secondary caused it. And now we have a timeout. And I think it's a good timeout right now by Frontier because they're going to have to figure out what they want to do. And that's Danny Willis. He's been doing a long time coaching.
An instant classic here on Bright House. The high school football game of the week. Centennial and Clovis was another one. 2 overtimes earlier this season.
I mean, I still can't believe that one went to overtime. It looked like that all the nails were in the coffin. They came back from the dead in that one.
Frontier trying to shock the home crowd. And they brought their own crowd. I mean, these Frontier fans, came out in full force tonight, filling up these vastly undersized visitors' bleachers here at Ridgeview.
I never pay attention to that. You're exactly right.
Oh, yeah. 4th and 5 for Frontier.
You say touchdown. What do we want? What do we want?
Torres
What do we want?
throws it over the middle. Caught!
Down.
Caught for a touchdown, DJ Dawkins.
I'll tell you, Frontier has had a star tonight. It has been DJ Dawkins. He's having a huge ball game, man. And right, he's going to drop back. You get the pressure. He has the one-on-one right over there over the linebacker, and it's a touchdown.
Injured player on the field. It's Andrew Pineda, number 75 for Ridgeview.
And they can't afford him to be injured because he's had a big game all night long with that pressure from that defensive tackle spot.
What a game. What a game here on the southwest side at Ridgeview High School. Frontier 1 point away, an extra point away from taking this to a second overtime.
You can block a PAT. Anything can happen.
Especially at this level, Brian. I've found that out the hard way. PATs are never automatic.
Nope. And who was Syracuse playing last weekend where the guy missed the
goodness. Syracuse and Toledo.
Yeah. Toledo missed the PAT. They looked in the replay and still did it. Oh yeah, he got chopped.
Oh.
He got chop blocked.
How about that timeout though? Does Rich Cornford seem like a genius or what? Drawing up that play on 4th and 5.
Well, Danny Willis is the one who calls the plays. Cornford's the defensive guy. So give Coach Willis some credit. He came up with a play. See, Cornford's talking to his defense right now about what they have to do. Well, actually, offense to come back out now, right? Frontier's offense comes back out, and Ridgeview's defense gets to come.
That's correct. There we are. Looks like Kevin has a hand.
Don't look like you're doing the old Tallahassee
doing
tomahawk.
the tomahawk chop, the Florida State tomahawk chop. I heard a band playing that earlier. Da, 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 da.
They play it at BC still, or there's no band at BC?
There's no band at BC, but they play it through the stereo system. BC, by the way, has tomorrow off. Bye week. As looks like Pineda is going to be helped to his feet at the 22-yard line. Gets a standing ovation from both sides here. Definitely favoring that left leg. And if this does go to a second overtime, Pineda is going to be dearly missed. Stalwart on that defensive line. So it all comes down to the foot of Tyler Kempka. If Kempka makes this, we go to a second overtime. Here we go. And they line up in two-point formation. They're going for the win. It's Nixon. Nixon
right there. No,
stopped, fumbled the football.
Ridgeview goes on the win.
No good. Ridgeview has won. As Frontier pulls out all the stops, goes for the win. Ridgeview 21-0, and we have a flag down on the far side of the field, Brian. There's a flag down.
There's got to be an illegal shift or some kind of movement, which now you got to say, does it negate the play?
If it's a dead ball foul, and look at all the celebration, the helmet's flying. If it's a dead ball foul, then that means that there was no play. Illegal shift, decline, game over. Ridgeview wins.
Good ball game. Good ball game.
How about the guts, though, of this Frontier offense? And Nixon, the running back, trying to scoot into the end zone in this Ridgeview defense like it's done all night, Brian, up to the challenge.
and they're still undefeated. Now, again, like I said, for them to make a run, they have the ability to do it. They've got to clean up these mistakes. It's hard to go on and get all the victories and get a section championship and go run the table, but they're going to have to clean up some of the mistakes and play a better game of football, brand of football with the loud turnovers and the penalties.
Your final score, Ridgeview 21, Frontier 20 in overtime. For our director, Zach Flores, for Brian Adams, I am Matt Alvarez. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next week on the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week.
There's a fresh new look at brighthouse.com. It's a bolder, swifter, more convenient online experience designed especially to make your life easier, offering quick access to your online account, effortless navigation, simplified searches, streamlined shopping, and much more. The new Bright House website, it's more than just a look. It's an easier way to get more from your entertainment at brighthouse.com. Visit us today.